driver's license records? I didn't take that class in law school, so you got to do that.
To get DL records on
Yeah, so.
I can try my best, Judge.
That's all we can ask.
Oh,
And then the other thing I need you to do is, do you have the records? Can you hand it to him?
thank you.
And then the other thing is that I like to know if there's any prior records
Yes, sir.
and anything that's pending.
Yes, sir.
And if it's pending and I elect to revoke the bond, you need to do that order and keep track of it.
Couple written up.
Got all that, Ross? All right. Here are the juvenile ones. Who's here from the department? How are you today? Yeah. It's a little weird having them in the jury box here, but. What is your verdict, folks? Okay. All right, this is, the first one is Courtney Alige, is that how I pronounce it? Courtney, where are you? How do I pronounce your last name? Alige, okay. Is the mother here? All right. There's a lot of stuff here. What's going on with this case?
Judge, we're here today. Courtney O'Leish he's currently on probation with the department. He currently has outstanding abscond pickup orders as well as failure to appear for a placement status. He's committed.
Do I have to, which ones do I sign? What do I sign? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take your recommendation. All right, let me see who's here for it. What is your name, sir? Okay, and you, ma'am?
Marnie.
And you are?
Marnie.
Okay. First of all, I'm really sorry that you have to be here under these circumstances. It must be very troubling when your child is having so much difficulty. As a parent, we try to do the best we can to help the kids. Courtney, how do you feel seeing your family here under these circumstances? How old are you now? 15. Well, let me give you a little preview of what's going to happen in your life, okay? Right now, you're in the juvenile system, and really their sole goal is to help you. But guess what? They can't help you if you don't help yourself. The next step, when you get to be 16 or 17 and you continue to get in trouble, is you're in the adult system. And the focus of the adult system is not to help you, it's to punish you and to keep you away from other people and protect society. So this is your last chance to really deal with this. Do you understand it? Who is this judge?
I believe it's Judge Orlando.
Okay. I mean, Judge Orlando is going to work really hard with you, but you're at the end of the line. What can you tell me, folks? What's going on with him? Okay.
Judge, he has told me that he reached out to his probation officer, so the abscond, but he does have a missed court appearance. How many times has he missed?
More than 2 on each case.
Okay.
I mean, you never heard the expression, half a life is showing up? I mean, that's kind of it right there. Did you want to say something? Sure, go ahead. Thursday. You ever heard the expression, the dog ate my homework? When you're on probation, you're different than other people. You have to be there. You have to comply. What are the underlying offenses? He has a pretty extensive record. Are they all property crimes?
Actually, he's committed pending placement. He had a court status for a placement hearing. He's been committed since December and hasn't been placed in his program.
Since December, besides his non-compliance, has he picked up any new crimes? Have you gotten arrested? Other than this non-compliance issue, in other words, not showing up, have you picked up any crimes since December? Yes?
Yes.
March.
What did you pick up?
It's extensive, Judge.
Yeah. I mean, you guys understand I have pretty little flexibility here. What I'd like to do, Courtney, just put your hand down. What I'd like to do is we're going to try to get you in front of Judge Orlando and maybe come up with a better plan for you. Listen, we want you to succeed, but you keep not helping yourself. I mean, am I correct? I mean, how much can you do for the child? What do you recommend?
On pickup orders, we're recommending 21 days secure detention, and on the failure to appear pickup orders, we're asking for 72 hours secure detention to run concurrent.
All right. What are your thoughts about that? Any issue with that?
Just tired of it. I talked to him yesterday, and I expressed it to him like you just expressed it to him. your time is running out. It's time to get on the ball game.
You know, I used to be a felony judge, and it would always break my heart when I'd see kids like Courtney come into court after having been in the juvenile system, and the first thing to do is they take him into custody and they go to jail. You know, and it's a very shocking kind of thing because it's a different process. One of these days, Courtney, you're going to wake up and you're going to figure it out. So I'm going to follow
First
those.
start doing it, it hurt it, it broke my heart, but now he done made it a pattern now, so I'm like numb to it now.
Well, let me say this to both of you, okay? It's not your fault. You can only do so much. He's an individual. He's forming. He's got to make the step. It's not you. You do the best you can we do the best we can for our children. Does he have any siblings?
Yes.
How are they doing?
They good. One of them started out like him, but she straightened up.
But I'm just saying, so everybody's different, but you just do the best you can. So I'm going to follow the department's recommendation, and I'll do that. I'm sorry again, you have to be here under these circumstances, okay? Courtney, you're going to have to go. When do you go in front of Judge Orlando? So that'll be a week from Monday, all right?
June the what?
June 5th.
June the 5th.
Yeah, it's in the old building where he was before, you know.
What
All right.
judge?
Sorry, ma'am? Okay.
Somewhat Judge Orlando.
So it's 21 days and 72 hours concurrent. Did you insert all that? I'm sure you will. Okay. Any questions for me? Any questions for me?
Just was trying to tell me something. Can I see what he was trying to tell me? Something wrong with his
I'm
leg?
sorry, I didn't hear you.
He was just trying to tell me something as I walked in.
Courtney,
Something
what
wrong
did
with
you
his
want to
leg.
tell her?
You sure?
Come on, Courtney.
Come on, V.
Don't you feel bad for your parents? I mean, come on.
What's wrong with your leg, baby?
You know, we're going to have to figure this out. Okay, thank you, sir.
You would tell me.
Thank you, ma'am.
You too.
All right, what's our next case, please? Let me call that. Here you go. Is this good enough for you? Getting over here? Okay. All right, this is Luis Rivera. Where's Luis?
He's an admit to home detention. He might be outside.
All right, well, we'll recall him, okay? How are you doing today, by the way?
Fine, how are you, Judge?
I had you associate, I'm sorry, I apologize.
I'm
Well,
on
because you're
behalf
pretty
of-
casual today, that's why.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
But you know what? It's okay. It's a weekend. All right, here comes Mr. Rivera. And who is this with him? His sister? All right. What state of the department?
Judge, we're here today. He's currently on probation with the department, and it appears that the officer stopped him and ran his name and found out he was on probation. He was not in school at the time, so they entered a Leo BOP for violation of probation for non-payment. He was a direct admit to home detention. The department requests that he remain on home detention for 21 days for the violation.
What do you have to say about that? Is that okay with you? Yeah, you can't leave. You know, you can stay home and play video games. Just don't leave, all right? All right, so I'll follow the department's request. Is anybody here from the public defender's office?
Yes,
I'm sorry, are you from the public defender's
Yes,
office?
I am.
I can't place you, you know? You look too young, you know? I mean, is this okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
No objection.
All right. All right. This is such a nice courtroom, isn't it? Yeah. All right, next one is Isaiah Coney. What's going on with this?
Judge, we're here today. He's currently on probation with the department. There are two separate PCs with two separate offense dates. If you find PC, he does score 27 points on the Dre, so,
All right, give me 1 second, okay?
yes, Judge.
Armed burglary, ooh. All right, I find probable cause. Where is Mr. Coney? All right. Anything else to add?
He does score 27 points on the Dre. The department is requesting 21 days secure detention.
They're going to probably direct file on him, aren't they?
Judge, Arthur Gilly for the state, if the court would allow a 5 p.m. hold on the 21st day so that Ms. Berman and Ms. Schneider can make a direct filing decision within that 21-day
I'd be
period.
shocked if they did. I mean,
Yes.
what I was telling the other, you weren't here, I know that. He's in a really difficult position because of the nature of the crime and his age. And if they do direct file and he goes to the felony court, he faces life in prison, or as a juvenile, it depends. He wouldn't get actual life, but he does face a lot of time. So you're in a really different situation here. So I'm sorry you have to be here under these circumstances, but I'm going to follow the department's recommendation. I'm going to hold him for 21 days till 5 p.m., okay? All right, ma'am? All right, what's next? Let me look. I keep saying that, but I have my, all right, Tyrone Scott. What's the department's recommendation with him?
Judge, he currently scores 26 points on the Dre. He has several pending cases, pending disposition. The department would request that he be remain in secure detention for 21 days.
Okay, anybody here for him? I find probable cause. Did you want to argue that?
It was an anonymous witness, and the witness just said they saw him get out of the car. Didn't say that they saw him take the car. I just wanted to make note on the record.
This is my thought about that. I think your points are well taken, but we're kind of at that probable cause stage. I think certainly later on in the process, the state's going to have proof problems, but I think at this juncture, for probable cause purposes, I do agree with that. So over your objection, I'm going to find probable cause. Yes. What is your name, ma'am? Are you from New York? Okay. What's going on with where is your son? Where's
Scott, Tyrone Scott.
Tyrone, okay. How old are you, son? 15. Is he going to school? Is he doing what he's supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Where does he go to school?
AMLK.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is my concern about him. While he's out on other charges, he commits another crime. And that, to me, is very serious, and that's what causes me to want to hold him during at least to make sure he doesn't get any more trouble. And then what I think you could do, who's this judge?
Judge Williams.
So you go back in front of Judge Williams. Maybe we can come up with a better plan for him because he's right in that precipice. He's like 15 years old. As he gets a little older, as you get a little older, they may put you in the adult system, and that's not a good thing. So,
Hey, he with Solution.
but he's
got
not.
a counselor coming
But
every
he's-
Wednesday.
I'm sorry, but he's not following through on the plan. In other words, part of the plan is not to be around trouble or get in trouble. And he was coming out of a stolen car, and that's not where he should be. Do you know how to drive a car?
No.
Okay. All right, so I will follow the department's recommendation over your objection. Go to home, but he'll go in front of Judge Williams, and hopefully he'll be able to work through it. All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for being here. Appreciate it. All right. What is this stuff right here? Oh, this is for the. All right. Is there a clock in here? Damn. What? I have a watch, but it's. All right, what's the department have to say about Mr. Giovanni Alexander?
Giovanni Alexander is here for failure to appear pickup orders. He's currently on probation. He's on 16288 DL. That would be an outright release. On 161866 DL is 2 times, and 16560 DL is 2 times. We would be requesting 72 hours secure detention.
Where is he? How old are you, son? 15. What do you have to say? All right, I'll follow the department's recommendation, 72 hours secure detention. What's his next date? Do you have anybody have a date for him? Can we create a date so he knows where to go, what to do? That's part of the problem. We're going to get you a date so you know once you're out, you got to be somewhere, okay? Is he out of county? Who was his judge? Judge Robolo. All right. If you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it. You'll go back before Judge Robolo soon enough so we can try to get this resolved, okay? June 6th. Okay, that's a Tuesday, a week from Tuesday, okay? All right. The next gentleman is Shamani Brown. Where's Mr. Brown? Okay, what's the department have to say about this?
Judge, he's not on probation with the department. He currently scores 24 points on the DRE and has several intakes pending. Disposition, we request that he remain in secure detention for 21 days.
So what do you have to say? All right, I'll follow the department's recommendation. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. Before? All right, so you'll go back a week from Monday before Judge Williams. I'll bring you back there.
Shamani did want me to ask for him to go home on an electronic monitor.
I think at this point it's probably not the best thing, but let me suggest to you that you speak to Judge Williams about that a week from Monday, and maybe he will adjust the release, okay? All right, and the last one I have is Kyle Paul. Where's Mr. Paul? Good morning, sir. This is misdemeanor battery.
Judge, he stood today for a violation of home detention. He was on home detention. He was placed on home detention on May 16th and violated home detention on May 25th. He has 12 days remaining. He has to be placed back on home detention, but now with an electronic monitor.
Any objection? All right, that's what we'll do. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, they have it. I guess it must be a combined dependency. Okay, did you hear that? Your next date is June 1st before Judge Escardo. Are you ready? Jeff, twice in a week, man. Like your smile. Yeah.
At case number, we would ask that he just be transported to Collier County. DJJ will transport.
Any objection? No. All right, we'll do that. Thanks. Well, I think if he's going to be shipped out to Collier County, that may be.
No, on that one, that's okay. He'll be transported to Collier County. He would need a notice on the Broward route.
All right, will you do that?
Thank you.
We're good? Anything else you need? And you got the stamp, so you don't have to. Are you handling the adult docket also? Yes. Oh, good, so you have it for everything. I forgot to give that to you, the stamp, because my handwriting's not that good with my signature. So it prevents you from having to write my name 500 times. If that runs out of ink, let me know and I'll get another one, okay? All right, we're ready for the shelter hearings. Okay. Ross, what is your case? Do you want me to take that first, or, I mean, is there anybody, is there a defense lawyer going to be here? All right, I mean, if you can work with them to, I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do the shelter hearings. I'm not that good. But I don't have a docket. I just use the pile, so I'd have to kind of figure out where it is. This pile? Why are you so nice to me? You're so good to me, Patrice. It's so mutual. I would take the MRI for you. You should come visit me, Ross, in Civil. 16. Every morning at 8:45, it's pretty interesting.
Do you have a window?
Oh, yeah.
And the view is breathtaking.
Well, there are two windows. I have the one in south, so it's not as breathtaking as the one that's east.
They're just for giggles, and I could see
But the one for the east view is really, Patrice, the east view, you can see the ocean.
Yes.
So my view, I can only see the south, so it's not, but it's still light.
Who's dad's attorney?
Kevin LaVille, who's in the band track.
Kevin, what's his last name?
It's Kevin, E-N, Leville.
And is Ann the guardian or the attorney?
Ann's a guardian.
Anything to get him out of here.
I like.
How could you not like Ross?
Sounds like good, man.
How could
I
you
know a
not
lot of
like,
people don't like Ross, Judge.
how could you not like Ross? I guess you don't like Ross if you're looking for a breakdown.
Right.
Are you here for Malaya Alexandra Ross?
Sorry, Honor, this is the Rivera case that we're doing first because we have attorneys here for.
If you give me 1 second, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I was reading it in order.
I
How's everybody
apologize.
doing today?
Fantastic.
Thank you.
We're good, Judge, thank you.
Wow, you did a nice job with that. How long will it take you to mess it up?
That's Ross's.
All right, thanks.
She's in the new building. I don't think she's in the house this weekend.
She has the funeral. No, next week, or the 12th of June, the head of CMS.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tabitha Blackman, Assistant Attorney General, on behalf of the department.
Gustavo Francis, on behalf of the mother, Charmaine Rivera.
Maria Polanco, Child Protective Services.
Mr. Lucino Child, Chownet in Satan's Basement.
Good morning, Kevin LaBelle, on behalf of the father, Marcus Rivera.
All right, well, I read the materials here. Where are we going with this? I mean, I think that right now, the intermediate steps that they're recommending seem to be reasonable. Does anybody object? Yes.
As to placing the child with the mother at this point, there has.
May I interrupt you for a second?
Sure, Your
Is there an ongoing family divorce case that's going on with this?
There is. It's
Yeah.
post-divorce, Your Honor.
Right. I mean, this never happens in divorce cases, does it? So, yeah. Listen, I'm not here to make the credibility assessments and so forth. I, as a judge, defer to the investigators. You will have, on behalf of your client, the opportunity for due process to test these allegations. But right now, having looked at the totality, and I'm going to let you comment, don't worry. But as I see it, I think the appropriate thing to do at this stage is to follow the department's recommendation and to, at least in an abundance of caution, follow that's not saying that your client is guilty of anything or it's just that's the process. And we want to get you in front of a judge. Who's the judge handling the divorce of the family? Who? So you get in front of Judge Contini, and he can make those assessments in a full-blown hearing. This is not the time to do that. Now, having said that, let me hear from you.
Your Honor.
Is it broadcasting? Okay. Is that, what do you want me to do with this? Turn it off? What do you want me to do? You wouldn't mind. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly, I've been privy to videos where there has been allegations by the minor child that there is a third party involved that has relationship with the mother.
Boss. Go ahead.
And in one of the videos, particularly, there was a bruise, and the minor child mentioned that this particular individual scraped her, hurt her. And in the other video, there's allegations.
What do you recommend?
I recommend if my client, he currently lives with his parents, But if the grandparents can watch the child in the interim while we move forward, he will leave the premises. But just to have the child placed in a neutral environment where the father is not there, the mother and the third party is not there until we clear some of these things up. We do believe, and I think opposing counsel now agree, that there is a cause for concern. But just an abundance of caution, if we neutralize one of the environments and the investigation
I think your point's well taken. Let me hear from, who's the attorney for the child?
Your Honor,
Yes. What are your thoughts about that?
I've been on this case for several months, and you may know that I had a sex crime and child abuse in the state of prison. Any possible form of coaching of one way or another. So I honestly believe in the abundance of caution. We need to do something, but we have to. If they were still having visitation, which they're not, but if they were to have a supervised visitation, because that's where all this stuff comes from.
Well, what he's recommending is put him in a neutral third party. Are the grandparents a neutral third party? They have a dog in the fight?
They have a son living there.
Oh, so it's a son, yeah, that's not happening. That's not
we have
happening.
orders keeping them away from the exchanges. The grandparents are a crux of litigation. They
Yeah,
don't,
that's
they don't
not,
know their
yeah, I
place.
think, I misunderstood. That's not a very good idea. All right, I'm going to follow the department's recommendation and adjourn, and I'm going to place the child with the mother. Any visitation shall be supervised. Yes?
Actually, Your Honor, respectfully, according to the Keeping Children Safe Act, we're requesting no contact with the father at this time based on the nature
How
of the
long is that going to be
allegations.
for?
The court at any time may amend it, especially if he
I guess
completes
my
the
better question,
psychosocial-
I apologize to you.
psycho-
My better question is this. How long will it be before they get in front of a judge so that that can be addressed? Because, listen, I cannot, as I mentioned before, I cannot cast credibility evaluations. So you're depriving perhaps an innocent parent of having an opportunity to spending time with the child. I'm not saying I'm going to let him do that, but I want to know when will that be in front of the judge?
We can reset this for Tuesday for a shelter review. That's typically what's done on weekends with the shelter judge. Since there's no court on Monday, we could reset it with the typical shelter judge. It's heard at 1:30.
I think that's fine. I think we can live with that. So no visitation at all until the next hearing, and I'll let the other judge will have a more informed and more due processed hearing to make that assessment.
I would just say.
I didn't mean to not let you be heard. I'm sorry.
I apologize, no, Your Honor, sorry for interrupting.
Anything else you want to add?
There is, Judge. There's two recommendations that the department is making that we've been asking for months: a psychosexual evaluation on behalf of the father and a psychological evaluation for the father. And that's one of the things that the department has found should be.
Any
done.
issue with that?
We have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
So we would say that.
I'm not looking for opportunities to make decisions. We have an agreement. That'll be done. What else?
Well, my point was going to be that before we readdress visitation with father, we should have those
Well,
things in place.
I think that your point's well taken, but I think the other judge who will handle, who does the shelter on Tuesday?
It rotates, Your Honor.
So,
I don't, but we could probably get in front of the judge who's going to take the case, Judge Gillespie.
No, we don't know who's taking this.
well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to order that, and I'm going to defer to the judge who'll have the opportunity to have a more in-depth hearing to make that determination. Again, I think your point is well taken, but on the flip side, you have someone who's, protesting, I'm innocent, and, you're depriving that person of having meaningful contact with the child. That's why I wanted to address it with the guardian ad litem, and thank you so much for what you're doing, and your special skill set is very helpful to us here. So with that, that's what I'm trying to do, is look out for the interests of the child.
Is there a time frame where he must have these evaluations done?
What do you suggest?
Judge, I'm
Yes. And obviously, I don't think you'll refrain from bringing that up.
No, Judge.
Okay, we're not going to get it done over the Memorial Day weekend, we know that. Okay, Counsel, anything else that you want to add? Counsel for the Attorney General, anything else you want to add?
Yes, Your Honor, the CPI needs to swear and affirm. that
Raise your right
everything-
hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your full name for the record.
Maria Polanco.
You can put your hand down. All right, you want to ask her?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Polanco, is everything true and accurate to your best knowledge in the shelter position that you've prepared for this child?
It is.
Are you relying on the four corners of this document at this time?
Correct.
Is there anything that you wish to change or amend at this time to the document?
Well, I just wanted to add that we were able to confirm the therapist from Priscilla's house that's been seeing the child,
Who's that?
Mariam. We were able to confirm with the specialized interview, a CPT, everything that the child has been saying.
Right. I mean, you have a good faith basis to believe this, but that'll be determined at another hearing. Okay? All right. So, and I do find that there's an adequate basis to meet the recommendation. Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And
Any-
just so the family, both sides know, this is a court of social justice, not a criminal justice, so no aversion to bringing cash.
Right. And we'll look to you to keep looking out for the child's interest. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Do I need to do anything with this?
The parties are going to review the order, and then I'll approach. Your Honor.
If you would, I'd appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
All right. What do I do with this? I give this to you? What do you need something? They're going to do an order. All right. The next case is Malaya Alexandra Ross. Father, are you here for a particular case? I'm sorry if I didn't acknowledge you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I didn't acknowledge you. Okay. Again, I'm sorry if I didn't acknowledge you. Okay. You'll explain to them, ma'am? Thanks.
And may I approach with the first one?
Yeah. How do you like this? Weekend work, huh?
It's the third time this year for me.
Yeah? Doing a good job. Here you go, ma'am. Thanks. All right. What say the department?
Good morning, Your Honor.
What do I call you? I say department. What do I?
Department is fine, Your Honor.
Okay.
Tabitha Blackman, Assistant Attorney General, on behalf of the department.
Ricardo Hayden, BSO, Child Protective Investigator.
Yes. And
Amber Ross, the mother.
anybody else here for the case?
Yes, we're relatives.
Okay. How are you doing? I made the mistake the last case. I didn't acknowledge everybody, so I'm sorry about that. I'm Judge Levinson. I'm here. Look, I know this is a really tough case for you, and is there a guardian ad litem here? I just was asking. All right. So I read the materials. Did you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth? Nothing but the truth? Do you want to ask them some questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hayden, have you prepared the probable cause affidavit?
Yes.
And is everything true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
And are you relying on the four corners of the document?
Yes.
Is there anything you want to change or amend at this time?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I will accept the probable cause that there's a sound basis. Now, what is it that you wish, what are you recommending?
At this time, the child is currently in foster care, but we have two potential placement relatives who've come forward today. We're asking for the court to allow the department to place the child with relatives upon a positive home study.
Right. Can I see the relatives who are going to take the child? What are your names, guys? Are you going to be able to handle this responsibility? Yes. Did you want to? Is any problem with that? No. Okay. All right. Well, I will. accept your request, and we'll have you screened, and in the meantime, the child will remain in foster care. But we always prefer that the child go with relatives like yourself. So we appreciate your willingness to step forward, and hopefully the mom will kind of get her act, you'll get your act together so that eventually you can take care of the child, okay?
It's actually a Judge Gillespie case, so if Your Honor would not mind sending a shelter review with Judge Gillespie for Tuesday.
I will.
sometime.
I will, okay? So if you can come back in front of Judge Gillespie. Do you guys have any questions for me? Well, we're trying to keep it as short as possible. We just want to make sure everything's okay with you guys, because, you know, I don't know you from Adam, and they're going to look into you. And in the meantime, because it's a long weekend, we usually get you in front of a judge on Monday, but it's got to be on Tuesday. Judge Gillespie's a really good judge. He'll listen to everything and try to help you kind of move this along, okay? This is kind of like an emergency room. We're taking care of it right away, to take care of it, to hold it up, and then we'll, okay? Did you have anything else you wanted to add, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for supervised visits with the mother and no contact with the fugitive father as he has not been established.
Okay, are you all right with that?
He's incarcerated. I could kill him.
Okay. Any visitation with the mom has to be supervised. And the father's not available because according to her, he's not available, he's incarcerated. All right.
Yeah, he was.
How long is he going to be out? Do you know how long he's in?
Yeah, that.
Does he have pending charges, or is he? Do you know who his judge is?
I have to look.
Well, I hope it works out for you. Let me sign that for you. Thanks. Anything else? We have one more. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Thank you, folks. And folks,
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I forgot to ask if the mother was willing to consent to medical and educational records. Sometimes these cases stay open long enough.
what she's asking you is, they want to get some records in particular for the child. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that
Anyway,
a yes, ma'am?
thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
stepping up. Okay. Yes. Just give me an order. All right, and the next case is Corey Davis. I did better this time. I didn't ignore the people in the box. I'm not used to the box, you know, with that. Usually they're sitting in the audience, but there is no audience. How we doing? Moving fast for you? Corey Davis. Where's Corey Davis?
They're outside.
Would someone mind would you? Okay, good. Lucky we have Jeff with us today. Keeping you awake there, Ross? So who's going to do Amy Bloom's supervisory duties for the next 2 weeks? Oh, yeah. Well, they have a step in traffic on it. Who are you replacing? Who is? Ah. They're jumping ship, man. Pretty soon, you'll be chief of homicide. All right, folks, would you mind coming up? Or you back there? Hello, we're here for Corey Davis. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, raise your right hand. Where's it from the department? From the sheriff. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? You can put your hand down. What is your name, ma'am?
Gwen Davis.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Davis, did you prepare this file with the child affidavit? Is everything true and accurate to your knowledge?
Yes.
Are you relying on the four corners of this document at this time?
Yes.
Are there any changes or amendments that you would like to make? Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what does the department recommend?
The children, based on the death of the infant, Your Honor, we're
All right, any of those folks here? Are you okay with taking the child? All right, now, let me hear from you guys. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
All right, so that's what we're gonna do. This is temporary. You know what happens when you get into an accident? You go to the emergency room. This is the emergency room, okay? I'm just dealing with this on a short-term basis. But you're gonna go to your main doctor, the main judge. You'll do that next week, okay? Right now, we wanna make sure everything's in order before you go in front of the judge. Who is the judge?
If this is a Judge Rivas case, Your Honor, if we could set a shelter review on Tuesday before him so that he can review.
Yes, is that okay with everybody? We'll go in front of Judge Rivas, and then we'll sort everything out. Okay, I know this is a tough situation for everybody. I know this is not where you want to be, but let's try to sort all this out, and you'll have a full hearing there, okay? Anybody have any questions for me about any of this? We're okay? Any questions?
We do have to request, though, Your Honor, that the parents be supervised by the department of designee, which includes the caregivers, and supervised at all times, based on the allegations.
All right, anything else?
And also, we're requesting that the court order the department to provide caregivers with car seats forthwith for the youngest children, as they do not have.
Sure, everybody agrees with that, yes? Okay, anything else?
No, Your Honor, just.
What about the medical records?
And also, yes, Your Honor, thank you so much. And we're asking for a release of medical and educational records if the parents will consent.
How old's the child?
They are 15, 14, they're all ages, Your Honor.
All right, is that okay with you to get those records? Okay, we'll take care of it. Again, I'm sorry that you have to be here under these circumstances. Next week you'll be in front of Judge. Yes, sir. Can we get that, can you bring that on Tuesday? There's a hearing on Tuesday in front of Judge Rivas, who's an excellent judge. And I'm gonna ask that you bring that for them so they can get this going, okay? Good point. All right, where are the kids going to school now, or where will they be going to school? Oh, never mind. Lots of schools. Where do you guys live? What part of town do you guys live? So you live, never mind, so you live further west. And where do you guys live?
Sunrise Boulevard, I go to
All
third
right,
Vermont,
so-
three different schools.
Okay, well, there were good schools in both parts, so hopefully the kids will be transitioned properly. Okay? Thank you. All right, that concludes the shelter provision part. Let's go to the main jail.
There are 3 in custody that I'm requesting, well, that the sheriff's office is requesting to be called out of turn because of security reasons.
All right.
I have their name.
The only problem is, I'm gonna, maybe you wanna help me with that? She'll help, I don't have a docket, I just have so she'll help me get it out, but I'm happy to do it for you. Okay? I don't wanna get in trouble with them. How do I turn this thing on, so they can hear me and everything? Can you hear me? No. Main jail, there we go, is this it? How do I turn it on so it's? Oh, turn juvenile off. Can you hear me? In the jail, can you hear me?
Yeah, they looked up.
All right. Hi. I know there's a couple individuals that the sheriffs want me to take early. There's also one individual that I would like to take out of turn. Can I ask if, with everybody's indulgence, that if we can take this individual? It's Shamir. Can you quit? What's your name?
Ryan Dessler.
Yeah. When you shuffle those pages, it's earth shattering. So you know, the shuffling you can. Got it. All right. Is Shamario Williams? Shamario Williams.
Present, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. You are charged with the vehicular homicide. Who is here for the state of Florida?
Your Honor, Ross Wayne on behalf of the state.
All right. Do you have a lawyer, Mr. Williams? Have you hired somebody, or are you going to have the public defender's office?
The public defender.
All right. What say the state? What kind of bond are you recommending?
Your Honor, the state is requesting an $80,000 bond with special condition of pretrial level 1 with a GPS. No special conditions, no driving a motor vehicle, no alcohol or intoxicants with random testing. The basis for that is the defendant was driving between 66 to 76 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone when he struck a vehicle driven by the victim, who was 90 years old. She later passed away. The other basis is, although the defendant has no criminal priors, he has never been arrested before, he has no criminal failures to appear. Prior to this incident occurred in February of 2016. The defendant has received 5 speeding tickets. This is a high-speed case. Back in December of 2015, he was issued a speeding ticket for going 50 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. In November of 2016, he was issued a ticket for improper U-turn. The next 4 incidents all occurred after this case. In December of 2016, he was issued a speeding ticket for going 70 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. He actually entered a diversion program with the traffic hearing officer where he was to perform 15 hours of community service and write a 500-word essay on the importance of driving. 2 weeks after that, in February of 3 days later, on February 12th, he was issued a speeding ticket for going 119 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. February 22nd, 2017, he was issued another speeding ticket going 80 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. As I stated, he has no prior criminal failures to appear. However, his license is suspended for failing to appear at school. However, he was arrested yesterday while he was going to school. He is a legal resident, but he's from Jamaica, so the state would also request that the court order that he surrender his Jamaican passport.
All right, what say the defense?
Your Honor, Mr. Williams is 17 years old. He lives with his parents as well as his siblings.
Parents here? I think they're here. Can I hear from them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Please state your full name for the record.
Ingrid Campbell.
How come I can't hear her? She's not.
Ingrid Campbell.
There you go. I didn't know if it was the mic or you. Okay. Yes. What did you want to tell me about is it your son?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to tell me about your son?
He's okay. He's a good behaving child for me.
Does he live at home?
Yes, he lives at home.
Does he work?
No, he doesn't work.
Does he go to school?
He go to school.
Where does he go to school?
Piper High School.
Piper High School. Is
Yes,
that the
sir.
home of the Bengals?
Where?
The Bengals.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just want to make sure. All right. What are you recommending, sir?
Your Honor, if I may ask the mother, since she is there, how much she could afford when it comes to bonding out her son.
How much is the offer?
I don't think we're negotiating here, ma'am. He recommended an $80,000 bond. That means you'd have to put up $8,000.
Okay, I will.
Okay, she can make the bond.
Your Honor, then just 2 other issues with Mr. Williams. I would ask for a photo order so my office can take pictures of Mr. Williams' injuries. Additionally,
He was
for
injured?
the record,
Yes, he was.
Oh, by the jail he was injured? That's
He
fine.
has injuries, Your Honor. Additionally, I just want the record to know he has signed up with the Public Defender's Office. He also signed an invocation to his right to remain silent.
I'm going to strike the appearance with the Public Defender's Office if he does make the bond, because presumptively he doesn't qualify for the Public Defender, because if it's $5,000 or more, I think you're well aware of that, he needs to retain counsel. I guess unless his mother, he's a minor, puts it up. So we'll let the Public Defender's Office continue, but that'll be decided by Judge Bailey, okay? Is that fair enough? All right, so I'm going to order an $80,000 bond, pretrial release, level 1. Is that house arrest? Yes, it is. House arrest with a GPS monitor, a random drug and alcohol testing. You are to surrender your Jamaican passport, and you're not to drive a motor vehicle. All right? Any other requests?
That's it. Thank you, Your Honor.
No, not to ingest alcohol or drugs. I guess that's implicit.
Your Honor, regarding the cost of the GPS.
I'm going to waive the cost of the GPS. Is that okay with you? All right. All right. But do you go to school at Piper, or are you suspended?
No, we go to school.
All right. Well, I think he should be permitted to go to school with the GPS.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to change it to level 2 so he can go to school. How does he get to school?
I take him most of the morning.
Well, what about the other times?
his friend would pick him up.
Okay, because you can't
But
drive
he's
a car.
not far from school, so I know
All right.
I'll have to do it.
Now, let me be clear. I'm going to recommend level 2 now, but once school is over, that can be addressed by Judge Bailey and can be reverted to level 1. I'm going to leave that up to the division judge, and I want that to be clear on the record. The only reason why I'm permitting level 2 is I want you. What grade are you in, son?
10.
Yeah, I don't want you to get held back because you don't go to school. Are you going to be able to get promoted to 11th grade?
Yes, sir.
All right. And he does have to, do you have his passport?
I have it.
Yeah, if you could turn that over, I'd appreciate it. Okay?
Right
Did
now?
you have, she'll talk to you about it. Any other questions you have for me, ma'am?
Not right now, sir.
All right. Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm happy to slide over.
The other two that you want, you can get off the turn.
Thanks. All right, ma'am, thank you very much. Yes, you may. All right, I'm taking two cases out of order. I'm sorry. 2 cases out of order. We're going to start with Demetrius Christopher Vidal. I don't know if I mispronounced that.
He's a reset, Your Honor.
We're going to set that before 5:31. I find probable cause, set no bond. He'll go in front of the division judge. We're not going to keep resetting him. Darryl Davis. Were you guys here for him? What are you here for, you guys? For what? The one we just had? Did you have any other questions? I'm sorry, I didn't know. I just don't know when people are sitting there who they're with, so I didn't mean to give you short shrift. Thank you for being here for him, okay? Yeah. All right.
We're here, the 31st of May, we're here.
Who is 531?
Judge Beck.
I'm confused. I'm in a state of confusion. Who has 531? All right. What about Mr. Vidal? It's a medical reset? I'm not all right. I'll see you tomorrow. But if he doesn't come back tomorrow, I'm sending him to the division. Yeah, I'm not wait. I don't wait on these things. That's my preference, Madam Public Defender, because when they languish in the jail, they don't get the opportunity to go in front of the judge and have true due process. Okay? All right. Darius Davis. Good morning, Mr. Davis. You have a felony capias. I find probable cause, and I set no bond. Who is his judge? Who's your judge?
Who's your judge?
Judge Shear?
I haven't been to court yet.
I think it's Judge Elizabeth Shear. All right, so we'll send you in front of her, okay? Thank you very much, sir. All right, let's go through the docket.
Your Honor.
No bond. Did you have something you wanted to add?
No, I just wanted to ask, which count are you setting no bond on?
Count 6.
It's throwing a deadly missile?
Yeah.
What page is he on? I just don't have it up because he's out of order.
Page 20.
Thank you, Your Honor. Throwing a deadly missile, as far as I know, is not punishable by life.
We can take that up in front of the division judge. All right, next case is
For
batter.
the record, Judge, I'm objecting.
Your record is duly noted and preserved. All right, Victoria Ware.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ms. Ware is at the call line.
All right, anybody here for Ms. Ware? Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with battery. What's the state's recommendation? Where do you live, Ms. Ware?
Pompano Beach, Your Honor.
Can you stay away from the person who they allege you scratched?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Any possibility of putting your ROR in pretrial? Sure. Yeah. Any problem with that? All right. We're going to put you on like no. You don't have to put up a bond, and you can be on pretrial release. You just have to report by phone and once a month and show up at court. Can you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else? Thank you very much. And I do find probable cause. Pardon me? And no contact with the victim.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to request that my injuries also be documented. They were
Can you-
photographed yesterday, but they have started showing more today.
Can you order another photograph? Okay. No problem.
Just for the
Thank you, Your
record,
Honor.
she's going to be out. The court ROR, her pretrial supervisor, she may have to do those things herself.
You may have to do it yourself in order to get out. Just have somebody take a picture. Anybody you know have an iPhone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, my
There you go. No, I don't want to keep you in jail for photographs, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So,
okay, that's fine.
anything else? All right, thank you
Just
very
note
much.
that she does have that her place of birth is Brazil. I'd ask the court if she can surrender her Brazilian passport.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, she'll surrender to Brazilian Beth. Anything else?
No.
All right, sounds good. Next one, please. Rachel Catherine Harton.
That's my proud, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, can we go back to Ms. Ware?
Yeah.
If the state is asking that her passport be surrendered, does that mean she must surrender the passport before she?
I'll give her 5 days to do that. There's your thing right there. That's for you. Never mind.
You know what, Your Honor, I'm gonna hold mine until the end.
No, I want to do whatever's easiest for you. Any objection? ROR and pretrial for her? She slapped him. All right, I'm going to ROR, pretrial release, and no contact with the victim, okay? Excellent argument there.
Wait, I'm sorry, hold on a moment.
Hold your horses.
Yeah, the PD just talked about Ms. Ware, we were done with her, weren't we?
No, we're talking about someone else.
No, I addressed the passport,
I thought you were talking about her. What do you want to do about Miss Ware?
That's my argument was for Ms. Ware, that she's not a flight.
I already put her on pretrial.
I know, but the state asked for her to surrender her passport.
Well, I mean, I think that implicitly, if you have a passport, I seriously, based on my review of the case, doubt she's going to go back to Brazil because of this type of allegation. But I think in an abundance of caution, it's probably the best thing to do. So I was confused about something else. And I don't know anything about her having a child or anything. I just read the PC. All right, Miss, who did I just have? Who's this? Miss Harton?
Yes.
Is that your name?
Miss Harton, yes.
All right, I find probable cause. I don't know. She got me all confused. What's going on with her? What do you recommend with her? I said pretrial release with ROR and no contact with the victim. Any problem with that?
No objection.
Any problem with that, ma'am?
Well, he lives with me.
Well,
How's that gonna work?
this is the problem, okay? I'm not the one who's gonna. I don't want to assess who's guilty, who's not guilty, what happened. But these are allegations. Now, I could set a bond, but even so, with these kind of cases, there's got to be no contact. How long will it take for you to move out?
A couple days.
You have a place to go?
Not right this minute, no. I gotta figure something out.
Yeah. I mean,
I could stay with a friend.
would you do that? You got to move out to a friend.
Yeah.
Right away.
Okay.
I mean, you could stay with a friend, or you're going to stay in jail, and you don't want to stay in jail, do you?
No, I don't.
All right. So, no contact with the victim, and she's got to move out and stay with a friend. Okay.
Okay.
Good luck to you. All right, Miguel Espinel King.
President May.
You're charged with battery. Any priors or pending on him?
In Broward County, I only see traffic infractions. I don't see
He
any.
was arrested in 2010 for possession of alprazolam, went through our program and it was dropped.
All right. What's your recommendation for him? It's alleged you threw a drink at her.
Judge, I'd be fine with what we were doing before.
All right. Counsel, do you have a problem if I ROR him with pretrial release and no contact with the victim?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Where are you going to live, sir?
My parents' house.
That'd be perfect. Just don't have any contact with the alleged victim in the case, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. All right, Leighton Damon. All right, this is a brother-sister thing.
He's present, Your Honor.
I find probable cause. Anything pending or prior with him?
Judge, I see no pending cases. I'm sorry, can you give me one moment? I can pull it.
What do you recommend, Patrice?
Your Honor, his priors include 2002 aggravated battery. He failed to appear during the pendency of that case. He was subsequently dropped. 2000 battery, he was adjudicated. 96 distribution of
What do you recommend?
You're asking for a $5,000 bond.
How much?
5,000.
Can he make a bond, counsel?
Your Honor, Mr. Damon, he can live with his mom in Fort Lauderdale. He's disabled, so he's unable to work. He receives $700 a month from the state for his disability. He has no job because of the disability. He'd be unable to afford a $5,000.
All right, I'm going to ROR him and put him on pretrial release. And if he lives with his mom, he's not going to be living with his sister. Is that correct?
Correct.
He has no contact with his sister. All right, just regular pretrial, no contact with his sister. Okay? Are you here for a case?
Yes, sir. Judge, I have Andrew Hyman.
He's present in Maine, Your Honor.
I have like one more before that, if that's okay.
That's fine, Judge.
What happened to Woodley?
Your Honor, the listed victim is present.
Woodley?
He's present here, Your Honor.
Who's here? Who's present for Mr. Woodley?
The victim.
No, Mr. Wood,
I didn't hear. That's not. Excuse me for 1 second. There's a lot going on here. I feel like I'm at a bowling alley here. You know, it's like back and forth. Yeah. Got to keep me honest. You know what? The person who, Patrice, you're right. The person who did the planning for this courtroom didn't think about what we do. So, at least I got wheels on this chair. All right. I find probable cause for Mr. Woodley. Before I hear from you, I'm happy to hear from you, ma'am. But what is any priors are pending on Mr. Woodley?
See anything in Broward County except for this newest arrest, Judge?
You got anything on him? Your Honor, I have no record on him. Raise your right hand. Ma'am, raise your right hand. You both. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm not going to. I just have to. What we do when I ask you questions, I have to swear you in. Is that okay? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Speak close to the mic. All right. What's your name?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
It's okay. Seriously, it's okay. It's okay. All right. What did you want to tell me, ma'am?
I keep seeing people, and she keep telling me I'm wrong and I'm right. I'm wrong and I'm right, and I don't know. She keep talking to me now, and I don't know. I got a call. They keep calling me, and they call me by my daughter, and they told me to bring her someplace to check her. I'm a good mother to her. I don't know why I'm here. They called me this morning and told me to come.
Who called you?
I don't know. Somebody called me and they said I had a case.
Can I interrupt you? Let me tell you what's going on, okay? There's some very, very serious charges against Mr. Woodley. He's your ex-boyfriend, but the father of your children?
No. Yes.
Okay. Right now, when I find probable cause, I also find proof, evident, presumption great, and I need to keep him in jail, okay? And I'm going to keep him in jail because this is not a bondable offense. So he's going to stay in jail until he goes back in front of the judge. If he does get out of jail and he bonds, I'm going to ask that he go and he contact that he have no contact with you. Okay. Well, who's the judge in this case? Do we know?
Trying to figure out
Cohen.
what's going on. Like I don't know everything. The lady was explaining.
Ma'am, would you be able to explain to her what's going on? Everything? Yeah, you'll do that. All right. So I'm going to find probable cause, count 1, no bond, and the other counts, count possession of cannabis, $1,000, and domestic battery, strangulation, and touching or striking. I'm going to set bonds at $10,000 each. And no victim contact is permitted. Anything else from either party at this time?
I have a question.
Yes?
Just for the record, Your Honor, for count 1, you said you did find proof, evident, presumption.
I did. Did you? I will give you the opportunity, if you choose, to have a full-blown Arthur hearing in front of Judge Cohen if you wish.
I just wanted to make sure that was fine, Your Honor.
Yes, but I mean, the 4th District Court of Appeals has just addressed that issue. Do you want to reserve the right to have a hearing in front of Judge Cohen?
Yes, I just wanted, just for the record, that you made that finding.
Okay. All right. Anything else? I think she's going to talk to you about that. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just doing this. All right, Andrew Hyman. Counsel, please announce your appearance.
Stephen Eisenband for the record on behalf of Mr. Hyman.
All right, I read the probable cause, and I find there is probable cause for this. Are the counsel for the state, have you guys talked at all? You guys talked? You and the, yeah, what is the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, I'd be asking for a $50,000 bond and obviously no contact followed by
Can you
pretrial.
speak into the mic? I really
I'm sorry,
can't.
Judge. The state's asking for a $50,000 bond with pretrial one, if and when he bonds out, with no contact with the alleged victim in this case.
What do you wish?
Judge, several things. First, Mr. Hyman, 69 years old with no criminal record.
How old is the victim?
The victim is his wife, Your Honor.
I know. I said, how old is the victim?
69 years old, Judge.
Yeah, I read the PC.
Okay. Judge, he does have no criminal history. His wife is very, very sick. And basically what happened, I'm not going to pre-try the case or anything, but this was, basically, Judge, they've been married for 47 years. She's very, very sick. He's very, very concerned.
What is her illness, if I may ask?
She has a stage 4 breast cancer that spread. The prognosis is not good. I've spoken with the family. I work with Jonathan Friedman's office, and Mr. Hyman's son did retain us yesterday. Mr. Friedman would be here otherwise, but he's in Tampa. Judge, basically the family doesn't want to press charges. They don't want him in jail. They think he needs mental health. After meeting with Mr. Hyman in the jail yesterday for 2 hours, he's just having a really hard time coping with his wife's illness. That's what's going on here, and his family does want him to get help. I do not believe that being in jail is doing him any good. I would be asking for an ROR, no contact, of course, but there's already a pending restraining order. Mr. Hyman would be able to stay on his boat, so there would be no issue with contact. This is just something that we'd like to work out with the filing prosecutor to see what we can do. And as for PC, Judge, the only other thing I would add is if you look at the third paragraph on the final page of the PC, you'll notice that the officer did not observe any injuries to the victim in this case. Now, I know that's not a necessary element for you to find.
Pretty serious allegations, though. I mean, with her condition in particular, it makes it even more aggravated. He forced her to have sex with,
Judge, I would contend that everything having to do with the sex part of the PC is irrelevant because he propositioned his wife. She said no. There was, I know the PC doesn't reflect this, and I don't want to pre-try the case, but, Judge, she tried to leave, and Mr. Hyman was concerned because if she left the house, she doesn't have her medication. She could pass out behind the wheel. She could find herself in grave danger. In terms of grabbing her arm, again, I'm not trying to pre-try the case, but, Mr. Hyman.
Does she have any kind of guardian ad litem or somebody looking out for her interest?
That I don't know, Judge. I can,
I'm inclined to set a bond in this case based on the serious allegations. Can you make a $50,000 bond?
Judge, I think $50,000 is very high.
I think he's going to have to. So I'm going to set a $50,000 bond as to count 1, and I'll RR him as to count 2. He's on level 1 pretrial release with a GPS. He's not to have any contact with the wife until you go in front of Judge Cohen. I mean, let me tell you the problem here, though. I can see your point. There's two sides to every story. I'm looking at the PC, and it does, seem very serious. I'm really sorry that your wife is suffering with her illness, and I'm not trying to aggravate the situation. My thought is this. I think you should try to get in front of Judge Cohen as quickly as possible. You bring the wife in or someone, she's not here now, obviously, and so that he can weigh all these interests, and maybe the state will be more amenable to kind of either relaxing the conditions or dropping the case.
Your Honor, may I ask?
If he's living on a boat, he can come up with $5,000 for the bond.
Mr. Hyman, please, not now.
So I assume he can come up with the $5,000 for the bond.
All right, Judge.
I think he's going to have to if he wants to revisit it. If he can't come up with the $5,000, then you can file a motion in front of Judge Cohen to reduce the bond.
All right.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Hyman?
I had a question for you, sir. My wife, as you were saying, does not really have a very long time to live, and I did promise to take her on a cruise in June.
I think
Mr. Hyman.
No, Mr. Hyman, it's okay. Listen, what I'm saying is this, as I was telling some other people this, we're in the emergency room now, okay? I'm just doing triage here. I'm taking a snapshot. Your lawyer's doing a really good job making his case for you, but because of where we are and what we're doing right now, it's hard for me to really make as an informed decision as I can. So what I'm trying to do is kind of create I don't want you, stuck in jail, so I'm going to set a bond. A bond that I believe you can make. We're setting conditions to make sure everybody's separated for the time being. But what I'd like you to do, I told your lawyer to do, is go in front of Judge Cohen and then and talk to the prosecutor. And at that point, maybe things can get resolved, and then maybe you can meet your plans. Okay?
Yes, sir, thank you.
If
I'm going to make it level 2, not level 1, so he's got to stay within the is that what you're saying? You need to remain in Broward County.
I understand, Judge. And the one other thing I would I can already see a motion to modify the conditions in our future. However, I would just add that, Judge, he's been here, since 19...
You know what? I really apologize to you. I've ruled. If you want to take it up in front of Judge Cohen, you're welcome
Thank you, Your
to do that. And the main thing is I want to get this done and get him out, and then he can deal with that. I don't think he's going to be a flight risk, but main thing I'm looking, we're balancing the interests here. His wife's very sick, but on the other hand, these are very serious allegations. And if they decide to pursue it, they decide to pursue it.
I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Level 2. All right. No problem. All right, let's go back to the order here. Rakeem Baptiste. Good morning, sir. You're charged with domestic battery by strangulation. Does he have any priors or pending?
Yes, Judge. He does have. I do want to note that one is one of his aliases. There is a active capias for 1546691 TC.
Can you repeat that? 15 what?
1546691 TC 40A.
All right, so that's a satellite case. What else?
Yes, Judge.
There's a warrant also out of Dade County. It's a Dade County pickup. Also on a driving matter.
Judge,
yeah, go ahead.
Additionally, the defendant was arrested for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The case was eventually declined. It's not the same victim as the victim listed in this PC affidavit, but it was declined.
Yeah. What is your recommendation?
Your Honor, I would also be asking for a $50,000 bond with pretrial release 1 to follow if he bonds out, and obviously no contact with the victim.
All right, what do you have to say?
Your Honor, Mr. Baptiste, he lives separately from the victim. He lives with his mother in Hollandale. He's lived there for 5 years. He has cousins, aunts, and obviously his mother down here who he lives with. He works for Ready Ice. He's a delivery man. He makes between $200 to $300 a week. It depends how much work he actually gets done. I'm asking for a bond to be set at $1,500 followed by pretrial level 1.
I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set a bond at $20,000 with pretrial release level 1 with a GPS and no contact with the victim. Okay? Thank you. And if he wants to take it up in front of the division judge to reduce it, he can do that. All right, Giordani DeHell.
North Broward, he's a medical reset.
Hi, how are you today? Where is it? Are you Jordan?
North Broward, a medical reset.
Are you Mr. DeHell?
North Broward, medical.
All right. I find probable cause. Take her in.
Excellent. Hey, that guy, by the way, the ballot's been medical reset all week.
Well, let me give you my thoughts about medical reset. I'd like to, after once or twice, I'd like to bring him, if they won't come up, I would like to have an independent review of the probable cause and then pass them on to the division. Because what happens is they languish in jail and they don't get due process in a division. So that's just my thought. So I'm going to be on magistrate tomorrow. If he doesn't appear, I'm going to send him off. Okay?
Okay, good. We got a few like that. We got Kennedy also. She's going to be a medical reset all week.
Yeah. I mean, unless they got, malaria or something, you gotta.
Well, sometimes when I say medical reset, I'm in the jail. This is also a hospital, and we also have a lot of detoxes, and we also have a lot of violent people who we can't let out. So, like in Kennedy's case, she just says, "I'm not coming."
Well, I think that there's a standing order that for these proceedings that the individual is to be brought before the judge by all reasonable means. Is there an order for that?
Yeah, sure there is. There absolutely is.
Well, that's my order. So I'm issuing that order now for tomorrow since I'm here. When I was a felony judge, that was my standing order. What I always say is, you could tell her that too. She's got to be here tomorrow.
We'll both be here tomorrow.
What I always say is, a hearing in front of the judge is not an invitation; it's a requirement. And so they got to be here.
We could definitely bring. All I ask is that if when we get them here, we're going to have to bring extra personnel.
What I'd ask you to put them at the top. That's exactly. Tell me what to do. I'm happy to do it. I'll pull them out. Just give me an up front, so I'll get them in and out. Okay?
Excellent. We'll do that tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Next one is Nixon Ward.
In Maine, Your Honor, this is a medical loan, so it's a medical reset, Your Honor.
Not much we can do about that. All right. Next one is Malcolm McKenzie. Mr. McKenzie, you're charged with aggravated battery. You're in front of Judge Cohen, and it appears that he set no bond. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Well, I have nothing here about the case, so
I don't have anything.
what's this case about? Anybody know?
I only have the.
What am I supposed to do? What do you recommend?
A bond be set, Judge?
But how do I set a bond if I know nothing about? I'll just keep it at $10,000 then. All right. Is that okay with everybody? It's the same thing.
Yes, Judge.
Your bond will remain at $10,000. If you want to get your bond reduced, what I would ask you to do is go in front of the felony judge and then have he or she, your lawyer, argue to the judge. Okay? But right now it's $10,000. Thank you, sir. Next one is Ashley Nelson.
Yes, Judge.
Where?
North Broward.
Okay. I don't have the docket, so when you tell me, it's helpful, okay?
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am. This is an out-of-state hold. It's a no bond. What state is this out of?
Missouri.
Judge.
Judge,
Show me. Yeah.
I have actually, Miss Nelson's actually one of my clients in my division.
What division is that?
It was Judge McHugh, misdemeanor DV. She has been held for the out-of-county transport. Miss Nelson actually has some sensitive kidney issues.
What would you like? Tell me what you want.
She needs medical attention right now because
Can you give me an order in that regard that she get medical attention?
Yes.
All right. Meanwhile, she needs to make arrangements with the good state of Missouri to pick her up so she can get this resolved.
Yes.
Okay.
And that
what
was
is
the
charge?
issue.
What's the charge in Missouri?
It was a violation of
All right.
parole.
Where are you from in Missouri? What part of Missouri?
I'm from Florida. I just got arrested in Missouri.
What part of Missouri is it?
Pemiscot County, New
Can't-
Madrid County.
What's
It's
the?
like it's the southeast part of Missouri.
What is its border on? Keep trying to work on my Arkansas. Okay.
Judge, I waited the 30 days for extradition. Is this a continue? Like, is this an extension? I'm not sure why I'm being brought in front of magistrate again. My case has been resolved for 34 days.
She's been in custody, awaiting extradition for over 30 days at this point.
Why didn't somebody file a motion? I'm not here. I'm just
another
here to-
attorney in our office has I called confinement status. She was supposed to be released. I called them I think Wednesday. They said she was supposed
Why
to
don't
be
you deal with that in a collateral way? But in the meantime, would you give me an order to make sure she gets the proper medical care?
I will, Judge.
All right. Sorry, I will try to work on your other issue to try to either get you back there or let you out. Okay?
All right. Will
Thanks.
I see you again sometime soon?
The thing is, I'm the weekend magistrate judge. The extradition judge is who's doing that now? Is it Singal or Singal? So you'll see him, okay? Thank you, ma'am. No problem. All right, Matthew Greist, another out-of-state hold. What state is this out of?
New Jersey.
All right. I find probable cause and it's at no bond. All right. Where are you going back to New Jersey, sir?
Excuse me?
What part of New Jersey?
It would be, I guess, Morris County.
Oh, okay. Madison, right? Morristown.
No, yeah, close, yes.
It's a nice part of the state. Good luck to you, sir. All right. Richard Ball, out of state hold. I find probable cause it's at no bond.
I was a North Broward judge.
North Broward. All right. How you doing? What state are you going back to, sir?
It'd be Harrisonville, Missouri.
Oh, another Missouri.
Yeah,
All right.
south of Kansas City.
You're right. So hopefully they'll come pick you up because we're having trouble getting Missouri to come over here. So, all right. So in the meantime, I got to hold you with no bond. Okay.
Okay, if they don't pick me up, how long do I have?
I think your lawyers will work on that.
All
Okay.
right. Reason is I've been trying to get into the Faith Barnes rehab center.
Well, what is the charge what is the charge up in Missouri?
It's the violation of probation.
What are you on probation for?
It was a drug charge.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can sort that out. Thank you very much. All right. Kelly Ann Givens.
A North Broward judge. And this is a municipal ordinance. The public defender's office doesn't handle.
I know.
ordinance cases.
Can you please bring her in with all reasonable means tomorrow? Thank you. All right. Catherine Wilson.
Come on, Wilson. That's North Broward as well.
All right.
Yes.
Ms. Wilson, you have a bunch of municipal ordinances. There's no lawyer here for you. There's no prosecutor here. It's just me and you, okay? So you got a couple choices. We can wait for a lawyer to be appointed. You can waive your right to a lawyer. Do we know if she has any priors? Does she, does she face the possibility of the extended misdemeanor charge, whatever that thing is? The repeat misdemeanor?
There is a criminal history judge.
I'm inclined to give her time served. Does anybody have a reason why I shouldn't give her time served? She stood in the middle of traffic.
That's fine, Judge. I do note that she does have battery on a law enforcement officer, but she pled no contest to in 2015.
She's not on probation for that, though, right?
I don't believe.
Are you
so,
on
Judge.
probation, ma'am?
No, I'm not on probation.
All right. So first thing I have to ask you is, do you want to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes.
All right. What is your problem? Why do you keep doing this?
At the moment, I'm unemployed, and then just go back and forth. I'm having a rough time.
Where are you living?
Right now, I'm back and forth from friends' houses.
Okay.
Until my boyfriend gets a job. His employer owed him $700, so he wouldn't go back to work until he starts getting paid. And now he can't get in touch with him, but he is looking for work, and so he wants me to go to OIC or OCI or something like that. Help you out with everything, getting back on your
All right.
feet.
I think I'm going to take your plea. Do you agree that you did these things?
Yes.
All right. I sentence you to time served, and I'll reduce the cost to a civil lien. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Eleanor.
No problem. Marquita Frazier.
Also North Broward.
Okay. Hi, Ms. Frazier. You're charged with prostitution. Does she have any priors, or is this a municipal, or is this a?
This is a criminal charge.
All right.
It's a criminal judge.
What do you guys recommend for her?
I'm sorry. I'm just pulling up her.
What do you recommend for her?
Well, Judge, I would ask that you are her. Miss Frazier doesn't have a job. I asked her if she has a bank account. She doesn't have a bank account or cash, so she has no
Is that the
financial
dynamic
way.
here? In other words, if you're charged with some serious crimes, if you don't have a job and you don't have any money, I'm always curious about that.
Well,
I'd like to. Does she have a place to live? Where do you live, ma'am?
I stay with a friend.
Yeah, that's not very stable.
Well,
Judge,
I'm starting over right now, Judge.
What?
I'm
starting over on my own right now.
Yeah.
Judge, she does have a pending possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia in front
Case
of.
number?
It is 165934 CF10A.
Judge?
Tobin Singer.
All right. I'm going to exercise my discretion under 903.0471. I'm going to revoke the bond in those two cases. I'm going to set $1,000 in this case. Good luck to you, ma'am. All right, next, Kaylee Gomez.
She bonded, Your Honor.
All right. Next one is Dawn Allison. Dawn Allison Olson. You're charged with possession of cocaine, possession of alprazolam, drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause. What does the state recommend?
I'm sorry, is this Gomez, Judge?
Olson.
What's your name?
Olson. I'm sorry.
What's your name, ma'am?
Olson, Dawn Olson.
While the state is working on his recommendation in 2016, she was arrested for petty theft. 2015, burglary with assault or battery that was subsequently dropped. 2011, possession of cocaine adjudication. She violated her probation. 2011, DUI adjudication. 2001, marijuana possession.
All right. As to count one, I said bond at $5,000. As to count two, I said bond at $1,000. Three will remain. Count three is $1,000. Count four will be $100. Good luck to you, ma'am. All right. Next one is Catherine Workman. All right.
Your Honor, Ms. Workman declined the services of the public defender. She's trying to hire a private attorney by the name of Peter Willis, Willis. He's based in Jersey, but she does not have his number, but she's going to represent herself this morning.
Yeah, she informed us that she does reside in New Jersey.
Where do you live in New Jersey?
Mount Tabor, Morris
Alright.
County,
Morris County. Where are you from originally?
London, UK.
What part of London?
Sorry, Guildford.
Okay. All right. What do you recommend, State?
Judge, she has no prior record in Broward County.
Can you post a bond of $1,000?
If I can get hold of my parents in the UK, yes.
All right. Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the bond at $1,000, but if you can't get a hold of your parents and you can't get out, they'll try to reset it so that you can figure something else out. You don't live here, I guess. Is that correct?
No, I live in New Jersey.
What brought you down here?
Vacation.
Oh. Well, sorry about that. So I wish I could resolve it, but I can't. So I'll set the bond at $1,000, and I would ask that if she doesn't get out, just have it reset. Who's the division judge? Do we know? Cora. All right. All right, ma'am. Good luck to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Kara Stanko.
North Broward.
All right, you're charged with possession of heroin and then a number of capiases for no show. At count one, I find probable cause. I set bond of $5,000. As to the rest of the charges, counts 2 through 6, I set it at no bond. You'll be going in front of Judge Lynch on May 31st at 9 a.m. Thank you. All right, the next one is Kimberly Meyer.
Still at North Broward, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Meyer. You're charged with possession of cannabis, possession of Xanax, possession of temazepam, and drug paraphernalia and driving while license suspended. Does she have any priors?
She has a pending 15697.
Excuse me, 15697, what? Yeah. What is it?
Unoccupied conveyance, petty theft, and trespass. Her calendar call is scheduled for August 3rd.
All right. Ms. Meyer, as it pertains to 156972 CF10A, I'm going to exercise my discretion under 903.0471, and I'm going to revoke your bond in that case as to no bond. As to the instant case, count one, I set bond at $1,000. Count two, I set bond at $5,000. Count three, $5,000. Count four, $1,000. Count five, $1,000. Good luck to you, ma'am. All right. Ruby Acosta Solorzano.
Present in Maine, Your Honor, she requires a Spanish interpreter.
Please raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear to accurately translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I will, Your Honor. Luz Angela Lopez, LOPEZ, certified Spanish interpreter for the courthouse.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with grand theft from J.C. Penney's. I find probable cause.
Buenos días, señora. Usted la acusan de hurto menos cuantioso en la tienda que se llama J.C. Penney's. ¿Encuentra motivo fundado para detenerla?
Any pending or priors with her?
Broward County
¿Hay
Judge.
algún antecedente o algún caso pendiente? No en el condado de
Is this
Broward.
someone you would take?
Puede
Where do you live,
tomarla
ma'am?
usted, señora de los servicios especiales. No hemos podido averiguar la dirección. ¿Dónde vive, señora?
I can't hear her.
¿En qué, señor,
is your
dónde
address,
vive,
ma'am?
señora?
What is your address?
Su dirección, señora.
All right. I find probable cause. I said bonded $1,000.
Encuentro motivo fundado para detenerla.
Badir,
Impongo
Amy
$1,000
Badir.
de fianza.
Thank you, ma'am.
Gracias,
$1,000.
señora.
Amy Badir, I find probable cause as to each of the capuses, $100, $100, and as to the felony, no bond, and she'll go in front of Judge Siegel. Where is she? And she'll go in front. You're going to go in front of Judge Siegel on May 31st. Okay? You didn't show up at arraignment, so you got to go in front of him. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, all right.
Thank you so much. All right, Carissa Burnham.
Maine.
President, Your Honor, she's declined the services of the public defender. She's retained private counsel.
Who is your lawyer, ma'am?
I don't have one. I didn't understand. He can represent me. He can represent me.
All right, you want to come back in the case, sir?
I can represent her this morning, Your Honor. If she changes her mind, she can always hire a private attorney.
That's okay. I mean, I think the idea, ma'am, the idea here is we want to make sure sometimes you can't get the private attorney right away. We want to make sure that you have representation. I think it's always a really bad idea to represent yourself in these things. So, okay, so I think it's a good idea to have counsel help you out. All right, so you're charged with fraudulent use of an ID of another person, possession of counterfeit DLs, counts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I find probable cause, and then you also have a violation of probation.
Judge, it would be about the same allegations. It's a grand theft, unlawful use of credit card, criminal use of
Well, I
personal
find-
identification.
Yeah, as to, let me tell you what's going on. You're on probation, so in that case, in that instance, it's a no bond in that regard. Who is her judge in that case?
It would be Judge Fine.
All right, you'll go back before Judge Fine. It'll be no bond. As to each of the other felonies, I'm going to increase the bond for each count to $5,000 each. All right? And in the meantime, I think you need to hire a lawyer or go with the public defender. When is she going to go back before Judge Fine? Do we have a date for Judge Fine, Madam Clerk? Because it's a VOP. There was another Judge Fine case we could set at the same time. What's the other Judge Fine case we have here? You guys know that? Remember?
Don't know offhand, Judge.
FY.
FY.
Did he give you dates on there? FY is 6/5 at 8:45. 6/5 at 8:45. All right, ma'am. Good luck to you. All right. Shade Teria Brinson. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. So let me delete that then. What state is it out of? Can you bring her back, Ms. Burnham? Yeah. Apparently you're on probation in another state. What state is that? Georgia. So you're going to have to sort that out. But I'll keep my original findings are still no bond and $5,000 as to each. Good luck to you, ma'am. All right, Shateria Brinson.
North Broward.
Okay. All right, you're charged with lewdness and also a couple felony warrants. As to the felony warrants, I find probable cause to set bond at no bond you'll go before, where is she going?
Judge Lynch, Judge.
Who? Yusan? You'll go before Judge Yusan on 5/31 at 9 a.m. As to the count one, I set bond at 1,000. Good luck to you, ma'am. All right, Atilia Kennedy.
That's the North Broward Medical Recess. She'll be here tomorrow.
I look forward to it. Medical reset. She's make sure she's here and put her at the top of the list if you want. I don't know.
Excellent.
All right, Susan Bradley.
Yes, sir.
You're charged with grand theft and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Does she have any priors or pending cases?
She does have a case that was filed on the 19th of this month.
What case is that?
17-4972 CF10A in front of Judge Siegel in Division F.
What is the charge in that case?
Grand theft.
All right, as to 17-4972 CF10A, the court under 903.0471 Florida statutes will revoke your bond and set it at no bond. As to the case here, the court will set bond at $5,000. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Your Honor, am I allowed to have something to say?
You can say whatever you want, but I mean, I apologize to you. What did you want to tell me?
I'm an addict, and that was why I did this. I've never been arrested before in my entire life. My father was a cop for 30 years. My brother was a cop.
Well, what about the other case that's pending?
Because of the drugs issues that I had, that was why I went and stole.
So you have two cases. When you say I've never been arrested before, you meant from the first time.
Ms. Bradley, I would advise you not to make any more statements
Ms.
about the
Bradley,
case.
would you like me to recommend that you go through a drug treatment program while you're in custody?
Yes, sir.
All right, would you please give me an order recommending that you go into the SAT program?
Yes, Judge.
All right. In the meantime, these issues that you have, you're going to get a chance to go in front of Judge Siegel, and he'll look at the whole thing and then bring your family in, and maybe at that point, you can try to work on something, maybe go into a community-based program or something to try to help you solve your problem. You have a 7-year-old, and your 7-year-old was with you, and that's something that is not very good, okay? Where's your child now?
They're with their dad.
All right, okay.
They're with their dad. They're okay.
Part of this whole
My heart is
process,
broken.
I'm going to give you credit because part of this whole process is recognizing when you have a problem. So hopefully this is now you're at bottom, and we'll deal with this problem so we can get on and you can have a productive life. Okay?
Yes,
You can't help your child if you're not okay yourself. Okay? All right. All right. Good luck to you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Jose Salarazano.
He's present, Your Honor. He requires a Spanish interpreter.
All right, Madam Interpreter, if you could return.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're charged with violation of probation, which is a misdemeanor before Her Honor Judge Marty Levy Cohen.
Señor Solórzano, lo acusan de quebrantar una libertad vigilada, lo cual es un delito menos grave. Y esta libertad vigilada era ante la juez Levy Cohen.
Excuse me for 1 second, ma'am. I don't ever order people to complete a program. I'm recommending that she be admitted to the program.
Okay.
If you could do that. Because if I order her to complete the program, they'll keep her in custody.
Okay.
Thanks. I apologize. All right, sir, you also have a misdemeanor capias for $250. I find probable cause as to count 1, no bond. Count 2, $250.
Señor, usted también tienen una orden de captura en contra suya por un delito menos grave. La fianza que tienen es de $250 para la primera acusación. Encuentro motivo fundado. I'm so sorry, Your Honor. Did Your Honor say for the second charge?
$250.
$250 para la segunda acusación.
All right, and you appear before Judge Levy Cohen on May 31st at 1:30.
El 31 de mayo usted va a comparecer a la 1:30 ante la juez Levy Cohen.
Judge Jeffrey Lee Edwards, you're charged with petty theft. I find probable cause. Any prior or pending with him?
Judge,
Where is he?
It says he's at Maine on the docket.
Judge, I have a
Counsel, is the defendant here?
He's present and approaching, Your Honor.
He loves pushing that mute button, doesn't he? Any prior or pending?
It appears there's two solicitations for prostitution, which he pled on 13-1708 NM10A. He pled no contest to, and on 16-3559 NM10A, he pled guilty and was given time served.
I find probable cause. I said bonded $1,000. Good luck to you. Benjamin Reed McGraw, you're charged with drug paraphernalia and a capias. I find probable cause, and I said. All right. What's the recommendation for him?
It's criminal history now.
Sorry about that.
Judge, he has a filed burglary, structured unoccupied, and grand theft, which is 17-2577 CF10A.
All right. I'm going to revoke the bond in that case. I'll set $1,000 as to each of these counts. Good luck to you, sir. All right. Michael Brian Lozano. It's a municipal ordinance. Where is he?
He's present, Your Honor. My
All
office
right.
cannot represent him.
All right. Now, you have a right to have a lawyer, or I could handle it just you and me. What do you want to do?
I'll let you resolve.
Do you admit that you admit you did trespass?
Yes.
All right. I sentence you to time served. Good luck to you. All right. Fabian Avendano. You're charged with reckless driving. Madam Defense Attorney, thank you. Now you know, everybody's different. You're charged with reckless driving. Does he have any priors or pending?
I'm looking him up now, Judge. I do see his he has a seatbelt violation as far as his driving record goes. I can just have one moment. I'm pulling up his criminal history. Thank you.
I was going to just ROR him.
I have no criminal history in Broward County,
All right.
Judge.
I'm going to just ROR. What is your address, sir?
Your Honor, can we call the courthouse instead of sending it over the video? We could call the courtroom to get the address. I just don't want to send it over the TV.
He wants to call my.
If that's okay. With
What?
you.
He wants to call my phone to give
All
me
right,
his
go ahead.
address.
Call him, yeah.
Sorry, did you say ROR?
If I can verify his address, I'm going to ROR him.
Thank you.
Is it verified as the same on the PC? I know I have failed you here, and I'm sorry. It's 10:15. That's okay.
Having fun.
Patrice took time out of her valuable holiday weekend to come be with me.
My address. That's
All right,
fine.
I'm going to ROR him, sir. You got to appear in court with the notices, okay? Any questions?
No.
All right. You know, how was it sitting in jail at night for this thing? Was that good?
No.
All right. So you learn your lesson. Drive carefully. Good luck to you. All right, Carl Gannon. All right. Do you have a right to a lawyer? Do you want to represent yourself? Or you want to deal with me?
I would like to deal with you, sir.
All right.
I would like to say that-
What do you want to say?
I would like to state that I was also informed that it's a city charge and that there's no attorney here to bring charges against me. So I would like to ask the charges to be dropped, sir.
What I'll do is I can wait for the city attorney to come and bring the charges next week if you prefer. Otherwise, I can give you time served. What would you prefer?
Time served, sir.
All right, I'm gonna give you time served. What kind of beer were you drinking?
I wasn't drinking, sir. I'm going to take time served because I don't want to sit in jail. I was going to bond out, but I was not booked.
What kind of beer was your friend drinking?
It was, I don't even know, sir, to be honest. She picked up, the officer was mad at me from the day before being at the park. She said they were having a party with kids there. There's nobody around. He had a beer. She found trash beer cans in a pile. And I was just communicating with him because he's a friend from the library. And we were having our first old-time communication, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Let me see the problem you have with this. And I can hear what you're saying, and I'm sorry that you have to go through this. You know, if I ROR you, you're at large. So it's no way for us to get you a notice. You know, we're kind of between a rock and a hard place here. And this is not the first time you've been in jail. So I'm not saying that you're guilty or not. You're pleading no contest. I'm giving you time served. Is that fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you. All right. No problem. Sunil Sukle.
President of the First, Your Honor.
All right. I find probable cause. What's the recommendation for him?
Your Honor, there's no criminal history in Broward County. I do have a New York State failure to yield to pedestrians that resulted in a guilty plea.
Can you do me a favor? Can you have him
Judge,
call
I
your...
I believe he has family here as well.
Oh, you have family? Come on up. Oh, great. And have I called your case yet? Obviously not, right? No. You can come up too. Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Yes. Say your full name for the record. Come a little closer to the mic so I can hear you.
Parbati Parmanan.
Okay. How you doing today?
Good.
Does he live? Who is this gentleman? How does he relate to you?
He's a friend of us.
Okay. Is he a good kid? A good guy?
Yeah.
All right. Can you do me a favor? Does he live in Hollywood, do you know?
Yes.
Does he live on Polk Street?
Yes.
All right. What do you want me to do, counsel?
Well, based from the public defender judge, we'll request the RR for
Any
Mr.
problem with that?
I would, Judge. Just reading the facts in this case, he's running red lights at 11 o'clock on a Friday night. After the police activated their sirens and lights, I'd have a problem RORing him. I'd ask for a bond.
What do you want to tell me? What do you do for a living, Mr. Sukla? Where do you work?
I do construction work. For now, I'm just selling coconuts until I find another job.
Selling coconuts. Okay. What do you think, Patrice? It's probably too minor for him to be on pretrial, right? All right. I'm just going to ROR him and just stay out of trouble. Okay. We verified his address. You have people here that support him. You know what? You had a bad night. Just don't let it happen again. All right.
Thank you.
All right,
Judge,
good
can I
luck.
just note the state's objection to the...
The objection is duly noted and preserved.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck. What's your name, sir?
Donald David Stoner.
I'm sure that he's appreciative that both of you are here. Did you find all this interesting, by the way, today? Yeah. All these different cases? Yeah?
So are he going to release today?
We hope so. That's between you, the jail, and his maker. Him and the jail and his maker. Okay? Thank you. All right. Anthony Bellamy. All right. Good morning, Mr. Bellamy. You're charged with false ID to Leo, and you have some misdemeanor capiouses. I find probable cause as to the false ID. I set bond at $1,000. As to the capiouses, they'll remain at 50, 100, 100, and 100. Good luck to you.
Hey, well, can I resolve it today?
Unfortunately, that's not in the cards. We're not going to be able to resolve it today, but hopefully you'll get in front of the misdemeanor judge, the county court judge, and you can do that.
So do I have one false ID or two false IDs?
It looks like it's only one, doesn't it? Isn't it only one? It's two? All right, I'm sorry. I'll set as to the second one, I'll set 1,000. Good luck to you. All right, Alexander Vils. Good morning, sir. You're charged with possession of burglary tools, unoccupied conveyance, unarmed, dealing in stolen property, and loitering or prowling. Does he have any priors or pending cases?
Yes, Judge. He has an extensive record.
Any pending cases?
There's a filed burglary conveyance unoccupied. That's 16611 CF10A.
All right. In that case, under 903.0, you're keeping track of this, right? You're keeping track of these, right?
Yes, Judge. I'm writing out the...
903.0471, I'm going to revoke his bond in those cases, okay? In other words, you have a pending case, and because you committed a crime while you're out on bond, I'm revoking the bond.
Judge, can I confirm? I'm just looking at his on the...
You just said he had a pending case.
Yes, Judge. I see it filed in my...
Hold your horses.
I see it filed in my system. I'll verify. 16.
Is it filed or not filed?
I see this filed in my system, but I'll double check with Odyssey, Judge.
It was a 16 case. He went to prison and came back already?
I'm sorry, Judge. It says filed in my system, but he actually did plea no contest. He served 15 months.
All right, so we'll delete that.
My
then.
apologies.
I'll vacate my order in that regard. And what's his prior record?
Judge, he has the 2016 burglary case. He served 15 months of Florida State Prison. There's also a possession
It's
of...
PRR right now. Yeah, what else?
He was released on the 14th of April, 2017.
Yes, Judge. There's also 2015. There's a possession of I'm sorry, Judge, I cannot pronounce it. It's also served 15 months prison. He pled no contest to resisting without violence, which is 15-10807 MM10A, and loitering and prowling. Trespass 15-6586. He pled no contest to and was given time served. Additionally, Judge, in 2010, he was sentenced to 364 days in jail for robbery with a firearm deadly weapon.
All right, Mr. Vilch, I don't think it's a good idea for you to say a whole lot. As I said, I found probable cause. Based on the record before the court, I'm going to set bond as follows. As to count 1, 2, and 3, I set bond at $10,000 each. As to count 4, I set bond at $5,000. All right? Good luck to you, sir. All right, Mr. Serrano Lopez.
He has a private attorney, so he declined the services of the
All right. I find probable cause. As to the DUI, I set bond at any priors other than the prior DUI? Anything else?
Judge, I'm confirming that now.
Who is your lawyer, sir?
Roland Davies.
What did you say? Would you mind repeating that?
It's a Roland Davies about the last case.
He says Roland Davies.
So is he representing you in this case or the last case?
The last.
All right. Do you want him to help you on this case for now? You can always hire him later. Why don't you talk to him about this? Will you take him? Yeah, just have him no drugs, no alcohol, random testing. He can't drive unless he's got permission from the DMV, you know. All right, counsel, I'm ready to go. Mr. Serrano Lopez, I find probable cause as to the DUI alcohol. I set bond at $1,000 with pretrial release. You're not to have any drugs or alcohol. You're to be randomly drug and alcohol tested at your own expense, no less than, what do you do that, biweekly or monthly? Biweekly, and you're not to drive a motor vehicle unless you have permission from the Department of Motor Vehicles, okay? Count 2, fleeing and looting at a high speed, that's a charge. I'll set bond at $1,000 for that.
Judge?
Yes, sir. Yes.
If I can just note the facts in this case, he was driving at 135 miles an hour.
I got it.
So I would be asking for a higher bond than $1,000.
Well, I mean, the purpose of bond is that he show up.
Correct.
I'm not trying to punish him, and I put him on pretrial to make sure he doesn't drive. All right? Any questions, counsel? Any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, so it's a $2,000 bond, plus he's going pretrial. Listen, you got to get this squared away. You can't drive your car, you know, and, all right, you got it?
Thank you.
No problem. All right, Robert Zatko, you're charged with burglary of an unoccupied, unarmed, probation violation, burglary, and false ID, possession of heroin, drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause as to each. As to count 1, I said bond. What's the? It's not a no bond. It's a bondable offense. Is that correct? So count 1, I said bond at $50,000. Count 2, 3, the probation violation, no bond. Count 4, I said bond at $25,000, and $1,000 as to 5, 6, and 7. All right, and does he have any? Okay. All right, thank you. Randall Williams, violation of probation. I find probable cause. Where's Mr. Williams? Mr. Williams, you're on probation before Judge Cohen. I find probable cause, and I said it no bond. You go in front of him on May 31st. Kayshawn Knight, delivery of cocaine. I find probable cause as to each. Any priors are pending on him?
Night, Judge?
Mr. Knight? Good morning, Mr. Knight.
How you doing?
Okay.
Yes, Judge. This is an extensive criminal history. 2015, he served 15.7 months Florida State Prison for violation of probation for grand theft auto. He also was given 2 years community control for criminal mischief felony, resisting without violence, trespass structure, and driving while license is suspended with knowledge. He also served, additionally with this 15.7 months, he also served it for the 15.8958 CF10A grand theft auto. Additionally, Judge, there is a 3 counts of burglary conveyance, which is 15.9336 CF10A, with an additional resisting without violence and a petty theft. And 2015.
Is that a pending case or is it already resolved?
They are all resolved.
All right.
And then there's an additional burglary conveyance,
All right.
unoccupied 15.9736 CF10A.
Anything else from anybody? All right.
Your Honor, I would just say for Mr. Knight that he lives in Fort Lauderdale. He's lived in Fort Lauderdale his whole life. He lives with his mother. Currently, he does not have a job.
What do you recommend? What do you recommend?
Your Honor, I would ask for both count 1 and 2 to be set for $2,000 each.
I respectfully disagree with you. As to count 1, 20,000, count 2, 10,000. Good luck to you. All right. John Crane, failure to comply with registration. Why is this no bond?
It's a sex offense, Judge.
All right.
Yes, Judge.
It's a failure to comply with a registration.
Correct, Judge.
It's not a no bond.
No, Judge.
But it says he's got a hearing in front of Judge Fine. What's he going in front of Fine for? Oh, it's a non-custody capias. All right. Well, anyway, what do you recommend for this?
Judge, I'd ask for a $25,000 bond with pretrial release 1 to follow.
What's his priors?
Judge, there are. I'm sorry, Judge. Please, 1 moment.
All right. While he's talking, what do you want to say about him, sir?
Your Honor, unfortunately, Mr. Crane is homeless, so really any monetary bond is going to be out of his reach. He stays at Broward Outreach. That's a shelter, so he does have an address. But honestly, any monetary bond, he's unable to make.
I'm going to take the state's recommendation, $25,000 if he's released, pretrial release. All right, Travis Dudley. I find probable cause. The misdemeanor is $2,000. The out-of-state hold is no bond, and he has a status on 531 at 1:30. Thank you, sir. Hamilton Ray, felony battery and burglary. He's got no bond as to each. Why is there no bond for these? Was it a no-show? All right, thank you. So it's just really, I can set a bond.
Yeah.
All right, what's the state recommend for them? The burglary, does he have any priors or pending?
Yes, Judge. There's no pending cases. They're all disposed, but there are. It appears that they're all TIs, Judge. At least in Broward
I don't
County.
have any facts for this. That's the problem here. It says parking enforcement, defendant was on the balcony, began yelling at the victim, telling him to stop putting parking stickers for reaching the victim. The defendant to reach into the victim's open driver's side. It's kind of a minor case.
I don't have a criminal history in Broward County, Judge.
All right, what do you have to say?
Your Honor, I'm asking for a bond to be set at $1,000 on both count 1 and 2.
What's the record? No record. All right, I'm going to set bond at $1,000 as to each, but put them on pretrial release. No contact with the victim in the case. All right. Did this arise out of a condo issue, counsel? Sir. Can you talk to me? Not you, the lawyer. I don't want you to. This is the thing. I don't want you to say anything that could hurt you. I'm talking to the lawyer. But having talked to your client, Is this something that arose out of a condo issue? All
Yes,
right.
Your Honor.
So it's a $2,000 bond with pretrial, no contact with the victim. Fair enough?
Thank you, Your Honor.
What'd you say? Standard pretrial. All right. George Pena. This is an L&L.
Judge.
Any priors or pending on him?
Yes, Judge. There is a prior case, similar facts and circumstances as this.
What do you recommend for bond?
Your Honor, I would ask for a $200,000 bond with pretrial release 1, no contact with the victim.
All right.
Judge, I'd ask for a $10,000 bond on each count and no contact with the victim.
All
And
right.
if you can post a bond, pretrial.
All right. I'm going to set bond at $100,000 as to each, and pretrial release and no contact with the victim. The full ride. Electronic monitor and no contact and house arrest if he gets out, if you make a $200,000 bond. All right, sir, good luck to you. Gerard Bellini? Where is he? You're charged with 2 counts of petty theft. There's a Pennsylvania cases that he has. What was that about? I read somewhere he had Pennsylvania cases. See this right here? I got this on there. You know, somebody wrote me a nice little note. See? For your interest, Pennsylvania pickup only. PA pickup only. I don't know. What does that mean? So they don't want him, huh? All right. What do you recommend for him?
Your Honor, he does have a criminal history in Broward County. He has petty theft in 2016, which was 162659 MM10A. He pled no contest to. And he was adjudicated. It appears that he was given time served. Additionally, he has an additional petty theft and another trespass structure conveyance 15-12314 MM10A, where he again pled no contest, was adjudicated, and it appears that he was given time served.
Anything you want to say, sir?
Your Honor, Mr. Bellini, he lives in Dania Beach with both his parents. Mr. Bellini, 60 years old. His parents are in their 90s. He cares for his parents. He's lived with them for 4 years. Mr. Bellini himself actually is suffering from Parkinson's, so he's unable to work. He's going through the process of getting disability through the state, so he has no income currently. I would ask for him to be released on pretrial, just so he can continue to care for his parents and also continue to work on his own.
You know, my concern is he does have a fairly extensive record, and he was attempting to steal power tools from Sears for about $200. So I'm going to set bond at $1,000 as to each count at this point. If he wants, he could take that up with the misdemeanor judge. Jeffrey Strait. Jeffrey Strait. Anybody read the PC in this case?
Yes.
Any priors or pending on him?
I'm pulling up his criminal history. There is an extensive. He was given 51.8 months Florida State Prison for grand theft, dealing in stolen for grand theft. Excuse me. That is 99833.
I don't need to know the case numbers. Only if it's pending. That's all.
No, Judge. I see nothing
right.
pending.
What do you have to say, counsel? You poor thing. You got to keep reaching over.
Your Honor, Mr. Strait lives in Fort Lauderdale. He's lived down here for 22 years. He owns his own business, and so that's what he does for work.
What's his business?
Yeah, I actually broker. I've just launched it about a week ago. I got all my corporation, everything set up, my business account and everything. I broker small business loans. I'm actually essentially a broker between lenders and private small businesses. And Your Honor, I haven't been arrested in over 15 years. I had a little run-in with some problems many years ago, but again, sir, I haven't been arrested in over 15 years.
I guess my question, may I interrupt you for a second? It alleges here that it's possession with intent. Where's the evidence of with intent?
Judge, I believe there's a scale found,
where was the scale? Oh, there it is, a digital scale, glass paraphernalia, and a straw. I mean, it looks like more of he's a user.
I would argue that I would argue that there was no intent, Judge. Just the presence of the scale and
I think it's very weak, but I think that's something that'll be sorted out through the charging. I'm going to keep the bond at $1,000, and that's it. Just keep the bond at $1,000. Good luck to you. All right, Adrian Torres.
President Maine, Your Honor.
All right, he's charged with petty theft, as well as he's got a violation of probation before Judge Fine. As of the petty theft, as I said, I find probable cause. I said bond at $1,000. As to the violation, no bond. You're going to go in front of Judge Fine on June the 5th. Did I put you on probation? How long you been on probation?
I just got out in March.
All right, because I used to do FY. That's why I asked. All right, good luck to you. Matthew Salcala, charged with violation of probation. I find probable cause, and I said no bond. You'll go before Judge Lynch on 5/31 at 9 a.m. Okay? Thanks. Mike Toussaint, violation of community control. I find probable cause. Set no bond, and you go before Judge Rothschild on May 31st. Good luck to you, sir. Nicholas Massa, you're charged with grand theft from Home Depot. I find probable cause. Are there any priors or pending against him? Where's Mr. Massa?
He's not present, Your Honor. He went to use the restroom, Your Honor. We can put this.
All right, we'll recall the case. All right, Paul Mojica, charged with grand theft and resisting without violence.
Mr. Mojica is currently being supervised by pretrial services.
What's the case number?
Case 16-14407 CF10A. 2 counts of failing to register as a sex offender required by law, and a sex offender failing to comply. Based on the court's finding of probable cause, we act that his pretrial status be revoked at this.
The bond is revoked in that case, pretrial status and all, and he'll be set at no bond. As to the instant case, bond will be set at $5,000. Good luck to you, sir. All right. I didn't sign this. Sorry about that. You know what they say? Not a perfect person. All right. Kervin Eccles, you're charged with fraud and possession of a simulated, or I don't know, driver's license. I find probable cause. Any pending or prior on him?
Sorry, Judge. This is for Eccles.
Yes, sir.
One moment. I apologize.
Damn.
Yes, Judge. There.
2013, possession of marijuana adjudication. 2012, delivery of oxycodone adjudication. 2011, I show possession of cocaine. He violated his probation. He also has priors in the 90s.
He has charges in Miami?
No, priors.
Priors in Miami?
90s.
What do you recommend, counsel, state?
Your Honor, I would go with Your Honor's discretion.
What do you want, counsel?
Your Honor, Mr. Echoes is unfortunately homeless. He asked for pretrial for him. He knows he can call into the clerk's office to get a date. With the monetary bond, it's going to basically be a no-hold bond for Mr. Echoes.
I mean, I wish I could help you with that because of his prior criminal history and also the nature of the crime. I really don't feel comfortable with that, but I'll keep the bond as it is, $1,000 each. All right, thank you so much. David Gilbert, charged with petty theft, capias of a misdemeanor, 2 felony capiases, all no bond. For no-shows, I find probable cause. As to the petty theft, I find probable cause. And where is Mr. Gilbert? We lose him?
the main judge.
Okay. Where's Mr. Gilbert?
He's walking.
All right.
President approaching.
Yeah, Mr. Gilbert, you have a couple no bond holds for no-shows in felony and misdemeanor court. You're going to go in front of Judge Fine on June 5th. So no bond on those cases, and I'm going to set $2,000 on the petty theft. Good luck to you. All right. Jose Nevado Rodriguez, you're charged with aggravated battery with a shovel. Yeah? 500 what? All right, I'll set that at 500. I'll change that to 500. I apologize. I corrected that. The last gentleman, sir, I changed the bond from no bond to 500 for the misdemeanor. I was in error.
I think so.
All right, Mr. Jose Navido Rodriguez, the interpreter's here. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. You're charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I believe it's alleged he used a shovel. Is that correct?
Buenos días, señor Navedo. Lo acusan de agresión agravada con un arma mortífera. Según parece, usted utilizó una pala.
I do find probable cause.
¿Encuentra un motivo fundado para detenerlo?
Any pending or priors on him?
¿Hay algún antecedente pendiente?
There are a lot of declined aggravated assault, deadly weapons. There's an aggravated battery that was declined.
Hay varios antecedentes donde no han cumplido con seguir el caso.
One second. Did you need something? Yeah.
Un momento, señor, están mirando los documentos.
I got it. Is that good? All right. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt
Perdón,
you.
disculpe.
All right. So he's got the prior, the shovel here. What do you
Tiene un
recommend for him?
antecedente. ¿Qué está recomendando?
Your Honor, I'd ask for a $100,000 bond on count 1 with pretrial release 1 to follow, no contact with the victim.
All right. What do you recommend, sir?
El señor fiscal acaba de anunciar, pide al señor juez que le impongan una fianza de $100,000 y que lo dejen en libertad bajo los servicios especiales de la corte. No contacto con la víctima.
Counsel, are you bilingual?
I am not, Your Honor. But we have someone here who is. I'm communicating with Mr. Rodriguez.
Pregunta si el señor abogado defensor allá presente es bilingüe. Dice que no, pero que tiene una persona allá que puede comunicarse con usted.
Mr. Rodriguez has lived down here for over 10 years. He lives with his mother, who he takes care of. Mr. Rodriguez is 59 years old. He does not have any savings. He's unable to post any monetary bond. I would ask for a nominal bond followed by pretrial release, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to set bond at $5,000 and no contact with the victim.
El señor abogado defensor allá presente le pide al señor juez le dice al señor juez que usted vive aquí en el sur de la Florida hace 10 años, vive con su mamá y usted cuida a su mamá, tiene 59 años de edad, no tiene dinero para pagar esa fianza, no tiene una cuenta de ahorros ni nada de eso. Le pide al señor juez que por favor le imponga una fianza nominal y que lo deje en libertad bajo los servicios especiales. El señor juez anuncia que le impone una fianza de $5,000 y no debe tener contacto o comunicación con la víctima.
I did say a lot, didn't I?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Over the state's objection.
Thank you very much.
Por encima de la objeción del abogado fiscal, le impone la fianza de $5,000.
Counsel, may I suggest that when you recommend a bond, and I don't follow that recommendation, that it's over your objection.
Thank you.
All right. And when I recommend a bond, and it's more than what you recommend, it's over your objection.
Okay, Your
All right.
I figure as much.
Javon Moss, violation of probation. I find probable cause. I set no bond, and you're going to go before Judge Cohen on 5/31 at 9:45. Good luck to you, sir. Yeah. I think I've had him before. Anyway, Jason Marsh.
He bonded, Your Honor.
Why does he have a status in front of MB? Oh, he must be going there. He has to go. All right, can I recall Mr. Nicholas Massa? You are charged with grand theft. I find probable cause. Any priors are pending on him? Looks like he's got a pretty extensive record.
I'm
here.
checking. I believe so, Judge. I'm just verifying. Judge, there is a possession of cocaine from 1994. He served 6 months jail.
Anything more recent?
No, Judge.
1997. Possession of a forged instrument in 97, an adjudication.
All right.
That's the most recent.
What's your recommendation?
That was out of New York State.
Your Honor, the state would be okay with the $1,000 bond.
Are you okay with that, counsel?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. Everybody's in agreement. I'm going to set bond at $1,000. Good luck to you. All right. Devon Kendrick, stealing Lysol from a porch. All right. I find probable cause as to the burglary and petty theft. It was in the curtilage. Any priors are pending on him?
Broward County, Judge.
Any priors are pending on him? Would you consider taking him? I would never order if you don't want him. Mr. Kendrick, counsel, having talked to your client, can you give me some personal information about him? I'm considering releasing him. So,
Give me 10 seconds, Your Honor.
go ahead.
Your Honor, Mr. Kendrick's actually still in high school. He goes to Miami Northwest. He was with his parents. And so because he's still in high school, has no job.
Does he live in Miami? Can you still
Miami.
supervise him down there?
Where do you live? Miramar. He was at Miramar.
Judge,
Why are you going to school in Miami then?
Football, sir.
Where do you play?
I play running back.
Who do you play for?
Miami Northwest.
Wow. What year are you in?
2018.
Okay. You got any scholarship offers?
West Virginia, Maryland, and UCF.
All right.
Judge,
if you promise me that you'll go to the University of Maryland to play, I'll release you, okay? Because I am a Maryland fan. So,
I got you, Your Honor.
all right, I'm going to follow up on this. All right?
I got you, Your Honor.
Judge,
All right? As long as you're good.
I'm good. I'm top prospect.
All right, I'm going to ROR him and put him on pretrial release standard. Just make sure he goes to school.
Judge, I just want to note that his 18th birthday was yesterday, and I don't have his juvenile. If he does have
That's
one,
all
I don't
right.
have it here.
I don't want to screw up his school. All right, sir. And you cannot have any contact, direct or indirect, with the victim in the case.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes, sir.
they alleged you went on somebody's porch and took some Lysol. Don't go back to that location. Don't have any contact with the victim. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. No bond necessary and extended pretrial supervision.
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I do want to ask that he does complete, that he goes to school. And,
Yes, he will be required.
all right, good luck to you, sir. All right, Bershia. All right, give me 1 second. All right. Good morning, sir. You're charged with possession with intent of deliver cannabis and a traffic charge. I think it's alleged you had 16 baggies. I find probable cause. Any priors are pending on this gentleman?
Judge, 1611866.
Is it pending?
It's a filed case for grand theft auto
Can
resisting
you give me
without
that again?
violence.
1611.
1611866 CF10A.
All right. Mr. Smith, because you have a pending case, I'm going to have to revoke your bond. I'm electing to revoke your bond on that case. So you'll get before the judge and you can revisit that. Who is this judge?
Judge, this would be in front of, I believe it's Judge Lynch, Judge.
All right. And as to Judge Lynch, as to this case, I said bond at $5,000. Good luck to you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
You say you set bond to $5,000. I'm really a good person, and I have.
May I interrupt you for a second? Let me explain to you why we're doing this. Number one, you were on bond in another case, in a grand theft auto case. So in that case, it's no bond. So whatever bond I said in the marijuana, you still can't get out of that case. Number two, you will have the opportunity to go before Judge Lynch on both of these cases. You'll have the lawyer representing you, and then you can make your pitch to either reset a bond or lower your bond, okay? I'm just looking at what I see before me right now, so it's a little different, but you'll get to go before Judge Lynch, and he'll have an opportunity to evaluate your situation more. Okay, I wish I could do more for you, but that's what you have to do. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm just looking at what the facts are, and based on what the facts are, that's my decision. Okay?
Yes, sir. And I've been here for at least 12 hours, and I didn't even get a chance to get a phone call. I just want to let my mom know where I'm at.
All right, would you, I'm going to ask the public defender to work with him to contact your mom, and I'm sorry that happened to you, okay? And just take a deep breath. Try to get, what I would ask the public defender to do is try to get him in front of Judge Lynch, and maybe Judge Lynch can deal with the bond, okay? All right? Thank you, sir. All right.
If you can let the deputies know that I'll call so I can get his mom number so I can call for him.
All right.
But can I
Yeah.
talk to her?
Yeah. I don't know, what do you want me to do?
Can I talk to her?
How are you going to do that?
5430.
Yeah, I
Yes.
have North Broward's number. I'll call him
She's
and
going to
talk
call
him.
you, yeah.
Tell him, I'm from the public defender's office. I'm going to call and speak to you in a minute, okay?
All right. The lawyer's going to call you. I'm sorry, Beth. What happened to your hand?
Somebody tried to stab. Somebody tried to kill me like 2 weeks ago.
All right, well, hopefully you get that taken care of. Thank you, sir. All right, Jose Perez. Jose Perez. You're charged with possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis. What's the state recommendation?
Your Honor, For count one, I would ask for the $1,000 bond.
Your Honor, he has no prior record.
There's no prior record.
Indicated to us that she's posting his bond.
All right, we'll keep the, your mom is going to post the bonds. I'm going to keep it as it is so she can post it. Okay? It'll be $1,000. All right, Ridley Jackson, possession of oxycodone and possession of cannabis. I find probable cause. What's your recommendation for him?
I'm sorry, Judge. If you can just have
Mr.
one
Ridley
moment.
Jackson. Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
In 2009, he was arrested for contempt of court, violating a domestic violence injunction. He received a withhold of adjudication, end of record.
Any problem with $1,000 for him?
Judge.
Any problem with $1,000? Counsel, any problem with $1,000?
Sorry, I wasn't sure.
Can you, can you, all right, we'll keep it at 1,000, sir. Good luck to you. Anthony Green? For Anthony Green?
Yeah.
All right, count two is illegal use of a credit card, and that's a bond of $1,000. How's it different? All right. I find probable cause for each of the counts. The question is, he's going before Judge Siegel. Judge Siegel set the bond. Any reason to change the bond?
No, Judge. I don't
right.
see any criminal history in Broward.
All right, I'm going to keep the bond as it is. He's going in front of Judge Siegel on 5/31 if he can't make the bond. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. All right, next one is Aaron Riconco, criminal mischief.
Appears that his bond was posted.
All right,
Bonded, Your Honor.
thank you. We're almost there. Quentin Jackson.
That's a medical loan, Your Honor. We're asking for a medical reset.
When he's like a medical loan, is he in the jail? He's in a hospital? All right. All right, and the next one is Oliver Jonkins.
Also a medical reset, Your Honor.
Is he in a hospital?
Oh, sorry, never mind. He's here. No, my mistake.
All right. Good morning, sir. You're charged with resisting with violence, touching, battery, and probation violation. I find probable cause as to each. Who is his? He's in FY, Judge Fine. Is that where he is? Yeah, he's FY. I'm going to set no bond on a violation of probation, and it'll be 8:45 on June the 5th. And I will keep the bond for the battery at $1,000, and count one, it'll be $1,000.
Judge, there is a. It appears that there's a pending case 15-31035.
Can you give me that again?
15-31035 MU 10A.
I'm not going to revoke the bond on an MU. We'll just keep that as it is. What's he saying? I don't read lips. I don't know. What
Your
did you-
Honor, he's just upset. Mr. Johnson.
I'm a sex offender, that's why I'm locked up.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, can you hear me? Mr. Johnson, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Settle down.
That's the reason I'm locked up.
Mr. Johnson, you need to go in front of Judge Fine. Judge Fine will explain to you you're on probation, and it's alleged you violated your probation. So you need to do that. I'm sorry that you're upset. It's okay. Go in front of Judge Fine, and it'll be okay. All right? Take a deep breath, and it'll be okay. Thank you very much. All right. The next case is Jeffrey Gardner.
North Broward?
I think, is this the last case? Good morning, Mr. Gardner. You have a capias and a burglary. What's going on with this case? Anybody? All right, change the charge and add charge. All right. What was his original bond? So as to the count 12, it'll be 4,000. As to the count 1, what was the original bond?
So your count 12 was the add charge. So the original bond on count 1 was 4,000.
All right, 4,000 will be count one, and the ad charge will be 1,000. All right? Good luck to you, sir. And last but not least, Paulo Bertozzi. All right. Good morning, sir. You're charged with attempted burglary on unoccupied and 2 felony capiases. What are these ad charges? What are they? I need someone to translate this for me. What's that? COC. Okay. What was the original bond?
1,000.
So we'll keep the bond at 1,000. Count 2.
2 and 3 were added.
And that'll be 1,000 and 100. All right? All right. Who's your judge? Okay, you'll go through all that with him. Okay?
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Thanks.
Judge,
Uh,
we
let
have
me
a
go-
24-hour perfection in Maine that we have to get to.
No problem.
Anthony, okay. Because you just said that you were on the last case.
No, but I mean, I never, bless you. I never leave until you say it's okay. Which is the perfection? This? Oh, I'm sorry. 4,000 on count 1, and then 1,000 on count 2. Sorry. The perfection is for Anthony Anselmo.
Correct.
All right. Let me take a look at it. What say the state?
Judge, I did see the perfection. It appears that the
I don't have a copy.
the magistrate judge from yesterday didn't find PC because of the language of the from what I'm reading into it.
Wait a minute, it said the defendant was sitting inside a utility closet on a
right.
white bucket of the building near a needle that contained brown liquid, which field tested positive for heroin. What's the problem?
I believe that's the perfected PC.
Oh, okay.
The original one just said that there was a syringe with brown liquid in
But
it.
they
that-
field tested it.
I believe so, yes, Judge.
What's the problem?
So, is this the copy of the perfected PC?
I'm reading it right now. I mean, you want me to show you what I got? I'll show you what I got. I mean, I wasn't here yesterday, so can't speak to that. All righty. Hey. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. I hope I made it worth it.
Judge, this PC.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. It was. It was actual or constructive possession.
Yeah,
I
but
believe was
that
the
goes.
issue.
That doesn't go to probable cause. That's a legal defense. I find probable cause.
Thank you.
What's his priors or pending?
I'm pulling them up now, Judge.
Does he have any prior record or pending?
2016 theft, he received a withhold. 2013 burglary, withhold. 2014 carrying a concealed weapon. 2011 possession of oxycodone and possession of paraphernalia. 2009 possession of Xanax that was dropped. 2009 trespass.
He's got a drug problem. Can he make the $1,000 bond?
He cannot, Your Honor.
Where-
He stays at a halfway house of Blue Water, which is in Pompano Beach. I would ask for him to be released on pretrial or to be ROR'd, Your Honor, but he can't afford a $1,000 bond.
You know, based on what I see on the PC, I don't have a problem, even with notwithstanding his prior record, to put him on pretrial and let him stay in the halfway house. Do you have a problem with that?
I would want to verify that he does actually have a bed in that halfway house, so I would ask the court to do pending verification.
I'll reset this tomorrow for pending verification. If they verify it, I will go with what you request,
As a
okay?
matter of fact, the court doesn't even need to reset it. If I write an order and write pending on the order, then
All right.
we will execute.
All right, but if he doesn't, the bond reverts to 1,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that okay with you, sir?
Sir, I'm not actually at the halfway house. I'm trying to get in. I'm homeless at the moment.
Yeah.
I talked to the guy.
In the words of Art Linkletter, kids say the darndest things. Look, I cannot release you unless you're there. If you're homeless, I cannot release you. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 when and if you get into I'm going to recommend you go into the SAP program. When and if you get into a halfway house or a place to live, go back before the division judge and have it redone. So it's $1,000 bond. Forget about the pretrial. $1,000 bond, okay? And I want, if you wouldn't mind, ma'am, recommend him to go into the SAP program. All right? That's the best I can do.
Judge, it wasn't in my possession.
Listen, I'm only making a decision based on what's before me. You may have legal defenses to this. They may drop the charge. They may not file it. Right now, it's obvious from what I can see with your record, you have a lot of history with drugs. I want to help you while you're in custody. If you set the bond or can get into the halfway house, I'll help you with that. I'm just trying to help, resolve the issue. Once there's probable cause, we move on. Okay? All right. Anything else?
Just preparing the orders, Judge, for you to sign.
Counsel, anything else you want to tell me?
No, that's it, Your Honor. We're done here.
I would like. No facts. I just don't have the resources to get to the halfway house and to be able to.
Can I ask something? How about we do this? Look at me. Who's the judge on the case? Do we know? All right. Listen to me, sir. I'm trying to help you, so just listen to me, okay? This is what I recommend. Right now, you have the Public Defender's Office. They do a great job. I would say that maybe you can work with the Public Defender's Office to get you before Judge Colra, and then somebody from the halfway house can interview you, and they can go custody to custody into the halfway house while you're in court. I cannot physically do that for you right now, but I'm going to ask the public defender to make a note of that to get you before the division judge so he can address that. And if Judge Colra agrees, it's up to him, it's not up to me. If he agrees and he wants to put you in a halfway house, then maybe he can do that. Look, I don't like to keep people in jail if they don't need to be there. I want you to get help for your drug problem. Obviously, all these issues relate to having drug issues. Being in a closet with heroin, it just so happened that you were there and the heroin was there, but that just so happens that drugs seem to follow you. Okay? So I'm trying to help you. So right now I'm going to recommend the SAP program, and I'm going to ask the Public Defender's Office, ma'am, would you make a note if you could try to get you in front of the judge to try to get you out in a halfway house? Gotcha? All right, I know it's not what you want to hear. I know you want to get out yesterday, but that's the best I can do for you. And I'm sorry I can't give you what you want. All right?
I understand, Judge.
Okay.
It's
That's it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No worries. Counsel, thank you very much for your help today. Are you going to be here tomorrow?
I will be, Your Honor. I'll see you then.
Okay, I hope I do better for you tomorrow. I hope I get it quicker for you. So.
Have a good day.